Am I the meanest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the prettiest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Pawn's drunk.
Well, who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
Who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
I can't hear you.
Pawn's drunk. AKA Mr. Moo Woo Shine himself.
Of Harlem.
Yeah. You already know this is Punch on Boxer, aka Mr. Moo Shine himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazón, aka El Borracho. Dímelo, mi gente. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this side of heaven. God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know in the sport of boxing, man, we in 2022, looking good, looking great. We're going to be talking about what's going to be realistic, what should we look forward to realistically? Realistically, not know your feelings, what we looking for realistically 2022. I don't want to hear no, where I want to see Canelo and David Benavidez. No, that's not going to happen, right? Let's talk about realistic shit, all right? We ain't going to be talking about Floyd Mayweather's going to come back from retirement and fight Canelo Alvarez. No, we're not going to talk about that, y'all. We're going to be talking about realistic-ish. Dim in the building, what's good? Jill Lopez, Rider of the Storm. Ivo Dave in the building, what's good, man? Realistic. I think the boxing world has getting so frustrated because we think realistically, we premature, try to match up fights together. Hey, yo, Boots Ennis versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Calmate, calm down, my friends. That's how people get stressed out. Boots Ennis versus Earl Spence. That's how you get stressed out. And then it's like, let's say it's 2021 and people been talking about Boots Ennis. I talk about Boots Ennis, but I ain't talking about no Boots Ennis gonna be fighting Earl Spence right now. Nah. And then 2025 comes along and you're like, yo, I mean, Boots Ennis been calling out Earl Spence for 4 years. You know that was not going to happen 4 years ago. 3 years ago. I'm sorry, my math is all wrong. Yeah, no. That's what we do in boxing. That's why we always frustrated with something. Even when something is going good in the sport of boxing, we always frustrated. Even when something is going good, we always frustrated. This is why the Keith Thurman and Earl Spence. Hey, yo, Earl Spence been calling out Keith Thurman since 2015. He been waiting for that fight since 2015. He was not even in a position to get the Keith Thurman fight. He was not even top 10, top 50, not even top 10. And y'all like, yo, we calling him out. Though, thinking this is like high school, after school, meet me at 3 o'clock. Boxing don't work like that. Boxing do not work like that. What's realistic? Huh? What's realistic? Triple G going to be facing Murata. Amanda Serrano going to be facing Katie Taylor. That's realistic, y'all. Yeah, that's realistic. Boots Ennis is going to step up and probably fight a final elimination bout. Final elimination bout. You remember? Final elimination bout of the IBF. Virgil Ortiz is going to be fighting who he's going to be fighting. Ryan Garcia is going to come back and probably maybe fight a top 10 opponent. Maybe Jorge Linares. Maybe. I don't see the heavyweight Undisputed coming through fruition. I don't see it. I don't see it. History has told me and history have shown me that when it was Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, that didn't come to fruition. It showed me and it played with us that we thought it was going to be Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua, and then Bob Arum and Frank Warren was just two old men laughing at us. We got him. Oh man, we got that young buck Eddie Hearn. He think he know more than us, huh? Trying to find the loopholes. I created the loophole, son, bitch. I created the loophole, son. What you talking about? Frank Warren and Bob Arum. Gotcha. Y'all thought y'all was going to get Undisputed. Pass that. Here, Frank, I know you don't be smoking, man, but I don't want you to give me no tea. I leave that to Oscar Valdez and them. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button. Shout out to the knowledge, Spencer Fearon. Hopefully going to be joining us later on. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up from across the pond. Y'all already know, man. You know better than the true historian of the sport of boxing. Burt Sugar, the knowledge, Burt Sugar. But yeah, man. A lot of people talking about this Dillian White and Tyson Fury situation. And I really don't get into the mix of the Dillian White and Tyson Fury situation. I really, look, at the end of the day, man, it's either legacy reign supreme or you win it for the dollar. We understand that you're a prize fighter. We understand that you're a prize fighter. We understand that fighters should be compensated real well. They should. They risk their lives. More than their words, more than their gladiators. They put their life on the line for a pure entertainment. I know fans could get a little chippy. Like, yo, this is his only chance, yo. This is his only chance to get the fight, man. If he don't want it, then he just in it for the money. Look, every fighter is in it for the money as well. Of course, man. Like I said, it's prize fighting. It's prize fighting, y'all. Everybody's in it for the money. You work where you work because you in it for the money. Huh? Either you flipping burgers, or you flying an Uber, either you made a business of jewelry and stuff like that, whatever, or selling watches or whatever you do. When that bill comes, must be the money. Must be the money. Must be the money. Dillian White is like 20%, mate. Me? I got how much money I got for Dillian for me to fight Povetkin? Huh? The answer is what's in the 20 million. Everybody's talking about the 80 and the 20 million, but then what is in the 20? What's in the 80? And this is why I really didn't want to talk about it, because a lot of people have been arguing about purse splits. What's the money though? I mean, is it 80-20 over $10? Huh? I don't even know how much is it, so how can I be talking about it? You remember the movie Malcolm X? Get your hands out of my pocket. That's what I do. Huh? I mean, the boxing fans want to be in all the fighters' pockets all day. That's why over here in the YTBC, independent media, Twitter boxing. Hey, yo, he worth more. Hey, yo, he the A side. Hey, yo, he 80. Hey, yo, he deserved 80-20, 70-30, 50-50, 90-10, 95-5. You feel me? And then people want to be like, hey, yo, but you remember when Canelo Alvarez and stuff like that, he fought Floyd Mayweather, he took $5 million. So if Canelo Alvarez could do it, he's the cash cow right now, and it worked out for him, that Dillian White should take all that money because it worked out for other people that you got to go for legacy. And so it's easy for us to say, I want Dillian White to get the opportunity. There's other fighters out there that I say, you know what, man, you're getting less, but get the money. I said it with Teofimo Lopez when he fought Lomachenko. I said, hey, yo, man, hey, yo, you beat Lomachenko. Instead of you chasing the money was going to chase you. And did the money chase you? Yeah, but with an L, though. Shit. Damn it humbles all of us. Marco in the building. Let's read a little bit let's just read a little bit. Let's just read a little bit. Hold on. Let's just read a little bit. Let's just read a little bit of what's going on. Let's read a little bit of what's going on. Let's read a little bit. Hold on. Of what's going on. The Zone news. The WBC title match is yet to be finalized. Tyson Fury proposed fight with Dillian White has had his purse bids pushed back to January 18th. Negotiations ongoing between the camps. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, let me tell you like this. Yeah, your boy Punch Drunk Karita. I ain't no damn Floyd Mayweather. All right, I'm not Floyd Mayweather in 105.1, The Breakfast Club, with Envy, Charlamagne the God, and things like that. All right, your boy Mr. Moonshine Kareem. Let's keep on reading. Hold on. The WBC has ordered Fury to make a mandatory defense against its interim champion. But the split of 80-20 in Fury's favor has upset WHYTE. Matchroom promoter Eddie Hearns has said that the split will be appealed, and Fury's co-promoter Frank Warren told Talk Sports that the bid would be pushed back a week. Pause. When I hear push back, you know what I'm saying? Push that back. First of all, the purse bid's been pushed back by a week now. That was done Saturday. So the purse bid will be 7 days after. So I think it's next Monday or Tuesday. He said, as regarding the split, of course, they're entitled to an appeal. I don't think they'll get anywhere because purse bids are based upon boxers' previous earnings. And we're going to be talking about earnings. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be talking about earnings and stuff like that, because what's in the surface is not really what's behind the scenes. Tyson's last purse was lounged with WBC was $20 million, and Dillian White purse was $300K. That's why it's all split. It's at a situation the last year I can't think of is when Canelo fought against his mandatory at the time, Billy Joe Saunders, and Billy had just done a deal. There was no way he was going to get any 45% of the purse because the guy who generates the most money out of the two of them is Canelo. Okay, let's take this thing out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. So it's tough when we're talking about arbitration. It's tough when we're talking about purse bid because we really don't know the numbers. Let me tell you something like this, folks. In boxing, damn, just caught you punch drunks. Oh, thank you. Just caught you punch drunk. Your channel was the bomb. Truthful information on the spot. Good looking out, my brother. Smash the like button. X-shape form in the building. X-shape form in the building. If you want to become a member, you already know, man. Go to, it says join and stuff like that. See the perks and whatever, man. Yo, Lopez in the building. He said, I Fury versus Andy. Mark Nash in the building. Mark Nash, what's good? Mark Nash. My fault that I'm just showing up right now. My fault. Did I catch y'all? Let me tell y'all something like this, folks. I'm gonna keep on telling y'all, and for the rest of this year, 2022, I'm gonna dedicate my time, my patience, to let the people know that you ain't never, ever, if you're not a family member, I'm talking about wifey, you're not a business partner, accountant, maybe manager, promoter, you ain't never gonna know really how much money is in the fighter's pockets or the fighter's check or anything. You ain't working for the commission. If you ain't the guy, I'm talking about the guy, the commission, the one of the commission people that after the fight, he goes into his little jacket, little brief, boom, and gives you the check. You already signed for the check. The fighter already know. He got a sheet like this, and it got all the fighters and the dollars that they're making, and you got to sign the signature. You're like this, boom. All right, commission fee, belt fee, commission fee, belt fee, sanctioning fee, medical fee. You sign your signature. Let me teach you something, folks. And if any fighters are going to be looking on, they're going to be like, yo, Punch, who are you? Punch, how you know that? Punch, who you working with? Yo, why you think... Beyond the ring with Nonito and Rachel. What's good? So, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get a list, right? You're getting your hand wrapped, filming, you're getting your hand wrapped or whatever. You just, you shadow boxing, getting ready for your fight or whatever. Or once you appear, once you hit the locker room, the commission is going to come with a piece of paper. You see, the commission is always checking your shit. It's going to check you when you take a pee. When your pee comes out, the commission is like this, looking at you. Looking at your pee. The commission is following you everywhere you go. And the commission got this sheet. The sheet says, again, all the fighters and their purses and how much you're going to get for the fight. Okay? You're going to see the commission fee. You're going to see the sanctioning fee. If you fight for belts, you're going to see the belt fee. You're going to see the medical fee. Right? The medical fee, you know what I'm saying? They check you. You got to pay for medical. You know that? Do you know that these fighters pay for their medical too? Huh? Okay. And then you're going to be like, all right. And you're going to sign the signature. You're going to get that check in the end of the fight. You could be all bloody like this. Oh, shit. And the commission gonna go right there. He slap you with the check. You're like, all right, okay. I see it and tell the coach, the trainer's like this. He's peeking. That's when the trainer be like this. He got the check. He's like, the trainer guy is like this. He got the check. All right. Go right. Wait for after the fight when we go back to the hotel, probably tomorrow morning, so we go to the bank. Feel me? But shit, it's fucking Sunday. All right. Now it's up to the fighter. You do what you do with that check. You supply, you break it apart, you give it to all you, the whatever, or probably you already paid. You probably already paid for the nutritionist or whatever, but now you got to pay the trainer and stuff. The trainer, I want my 10%, man. I gotta pay the mortgage. You feel me? You ain't never gonna know how much these fighters get paid. And this is why here I usually can't talk about these fighters getting paid. The 80-20, everybody right now is talking about the 80-20. I don't know what the 80-20, so why I'm gonna be talking about the 80-20. How about if $100 million in the pot, the 20%, oh, that's good. So people be like, hey, yo, what the fuck is 20%? What the fuck? What? Maybe that 20% is $10 million. Maybe that 20% is $7 million. You feel what I'm trying to say? I think when people thinking about the 20%, they be like, yo, what? Oh, yo, that shit is small. What the 20%? What he getting like $5,000, $50,000, $100,000? No. We don't know. So why are we stressing the 80-20 in the first place? Maybe Eddie Hearn is stressing the 80-20 because he's waiting for his cut too, his promotional cut. Oh no, that's too small. Dillian White must be like, that's all right to me, but no, it ain't good to me. You feel me? All trainers are going to call you up punch and tell you to stop telling on them about peeking to see the check. The trainer, I'm telling you like this. Trust me, the trainer looking. Oh man, that's what he waiting for. You forget when it's done with a different promote. Oh yeah, too. That too, yeah, beyond the ring, right? You forget it when it's done with a different promotion or two. Oh man, I'm telling you, folks, that trainer peeking. Oh yeah, crossover promotions. You don't even know who's the hand in the cookie jar. Sometimes you'll be like this. The thing is, and the fighters sometimes, and I'm talking about young fighters. Young fighters, they just want to get prepared for the fight. You know what I'm saying? They get prepared for the fight. Yeah, I'm gonna get this high, man. Whatever they sign the signature, they be like, yo, sign here. You be like, all right, man. That's the problem with fighters too. That's the problem with fighters. Y'all young fighters, y'all better stop doing that. Y'all be going, you know when you go to the car dealership, first time you buy your car? No need though, what's good, man? You know when you buy your first car, right? Your first car when you young, right? You go to the dealership and they play, you think you had like you did. And how's your credit? It's all right, you know what I'm saying? It's all right. Dealership be like, all right, we're gonna get this one. And they give you like this so much papers for you to sign the signature, and they be like, yo, sign right here and sign right here. And you be like, what's that? I said, don't worry about it. That's just to tell you that you know what I'm saying, that you're gonna be insured and you got the warranty and stuff like that. And you're like, all right. And then sign right here and sign right here. Yeah, you could just read it, but there's so much to read, and you so happy to get the car, you're like, all right. Yeah, and sign right here, and then sign your ignition right there. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Facts. Many young fighters be signing crap contracts, bro. Yo, they don't even know what they signing. They don't even know what they signing. Or they be like, yo, what's my bonus to sign? What's my signing bonus? $10,000, $5,000? Okay. Shit. Ooh, that's it. You know what I'm saying? They be signing them 4-5 year contracts. You know what I'm saying? If you were a champion, if you gain the champion, you hooked on another 2 years. You know, you sign. They just signing like this, crazy. They sign like this. People sign contracts like this. It's sad, but that's the truth. It's sad, but that's the truth. Shout out to Nonito. down there. We found the fountain of youth. Found the fountain of youth. Oh, shoot, you know the secret clause. 5 plus. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. If you become a champion, then you get we hooked on for another 2 years. And you become a champion and stuff like that. And keep on going, keep on going. And then you're all stressed out. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, yo, young fighters. Young signees. Let's call them the young signees. Let's call it the young signees. Hey, yo. Get your own attorney, all right, man? The promotional company is getting their own attorney and getting their own accountant and supplying you with their own manager. And you're like, okay. Okay. Get your own attorney. Get your own attorney. Get your own accountant to look after the accountant. All right? Get your secrets accountant. Young fighters, go to the damn negotiation table. No. You tell your manager, I'm going with you. Don't worry, I can handle it. I'm going with you, my man. I am going with you. My attorney, but the attorney don't have to come. My attorney is coming with me, all right? Man, I hire you, motherfucker. What the fuck are you talking about? That ain't going cool. I'm not going to go to the negotiation table with you. What the fuck's wrong with you? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 5 plus. If you become a mandatory, if you win the title, 5 plus on top of the 5. Ah, man. Hey, yo, Nonita, you know what? Why don't people really see? This is what it is. That's why I always call boxing a secret society. Boxing is a secret society, man. It's a gangster's playground, man. It's worse than the drug game. It's worse than the hip hop game. It's worse than the drug game. Yo, it's worse. And now what they doing now, with my opinion, this is my opinion. Just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe you could call me a conspiracy theorist on this point. But now what they do, they strategically devalue you. Like, they don't want you to think that your value is really where it's supposed to be. They make you feel like they give you this take it or leave it type of fight. Oh, you don't want to fight them? All right, take it or leave it. We got this fighter to fight him. All right, you don't want to fight? All right, we'll find somebody else. They make you feel like you're not. They make you feel like how should I give you an example? I'm gonna say like this: weak dudes like vulnerable women. Weak men like vulnerable women, if you understand what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Weak men, insecure men love to go after the woman that just finished being in a relationship and is battered and she's weak and yeah. We watching that right now in oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, we are. Who you talking about? Casimiro? Come on, buddy. Say it, man. Say it. We need to teach the people, man. Because the young fighters are coming into the sport of boxing, not knowing where to go, not knowing who to talk. Remember, not even the parents know about this, because even young parents that got their kids in the amateurs and they're about to turn pro, they don't even know. They don't even understand this business. They learning just like their sons and the fighter. They just learning along with them. They really don't know what was really going on. They don't know what's going on. They just learn it. They'll be like, yeah, son here. Okay, son here too. I mean, you know it too. I've been in the business for 30, 35, 40 years. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, I've been in the business for 40, and then you give them all all the power. Is Casimiro getting scammed out some money? Man, see, I ain't gonna go into nobody's pockets. I don't know. I'm just gonna tell one dream. I'm just gonna tell y'all what I've seen from fighters from years and years. I've been in gyms. I've been knowing fighters. I've been knowing fighters. They'll be happy. They go shopping. It's almost, put it this way. I'm gonna give you an example. A perfect example. I seen it like this. Hold on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on. Got you right here, brother. Oh man, what am I doing? Let me take this out. Oh man. There you go. There you go. The knowledge. Spencer, the knowledge Fearon. What's good, my brother?
How you doing, man? Pray
I'm
everything's
doing
good your end. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, happy holidays to you and yours. What you drinking? Eggnog? So how's it going, man? How's the house? How was the year? How you feel? How you feel personally, and then how you feel about how boxing is at right now, brother?
You know what I mean? I think where boxing's at right now, it's at an excellent place. And we have to be grateful that we're in 2022, especially with this this world international pandemic. You know what I mean? So the major thing is for everybody to be safe. It's been crazy. I've lost like 15 people from COVID.
Wow.
And
My
so,
condolences.
yeah. So no matter how we look at this thing to say whether it's real or not, or it's a government conspiracy or this or all the rest of it, we also got to take into consideration something is killing people. Something is, right?
Yeah.
That's number one. And then last week I got the sad news that one of my cousins in Jamaica got murdered in a robbery. They tried to rob a place, and he wasn't actually gonna be robbed, and he got shot. And this was somebody who was, my cousin Ramel was one of the coolest people you can see on the planet, who was never in no occasions or anything else, but you know what I mean, unfortunately, you know what I mean, certain things happen. So you know what I mean, my heart and my condolences out to the Ham family. So it's been a kind of testing time, but my solace, to be real, is that boxing is buzzing, and the thing that I'm so passionate about is, you know what I mean, it's growing, and it's, and we're seeing good fights, and we're gonna get even better fights in 222.
Yeah, I mean, again, my condolences, man. The world, it's getting crazy. Is real. People have a lot
Yes,
of
sir.
conspiracy theorists about what was really going on because we never been through this situation. So, and then looking at the news, you know, the politics, the right, the left, and then they have their own opinion. The political people is at war. You just want the news. You just want realness, and it's so hard for me. Like I don't even watch the news no more because I'm tired of the opinion. Just give me what's going on so I could take care of my family the proper way. You
Well,
know.
boy, you know what? I would say that is the best way to look at it. As long as you can go out and look after your family and you're nice, there is nothing more important than this. Nothing. So you know what I mean, we just got to keep on doing our thing, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, and also in boxing, you would think that boxing probably will take a little dip because what's going on in the world today. But I'm very surprised of 2021. I think it was a successful year in boxing. It was a highly successful year in boxing, in my opinion. We had
Of course it was.
the trilogy. Women boxing is surging, and I think I think they're gonna take over 22 for real. I think women
Listen to me. We saw with, you know what I mean, Chantel Cameron,
Cameron.
excellent performances. Clarissa Shields, you know what I mean, my little niece, she's doing great stuff as well. We look at the board and the scope of female boxing right now, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Because when female boxing was first kind of introduced, and I'm going back, well, like properly on when we was getting on TV, I was very cynical of female boxing. A lot of women didn't have a lot of technique.
Yeah.
And then Kirsty Martin came along.
Yep.
And then we started to say, okay, you know what I mean? Then Layla Ali came along. Then we're saying, okay. So then we started to see certain female fighters coming who had boxing skill and IQ. And that was a good thing about it. And now it's just, you know what I mean, it's just really shot because, you know, if we look on Katie Taylor, her dominance, I mean, there's so many female fighters now, and the skill level, it's not just female boxing and male boxing. It's not. It's just boxing.
It's just boxing. Yeah, that's
right?
how I see it. That's
Right.
like
It's like when you're watching Serena Williams, you're not saying, "Oh, I'm watching female tennis." You're just saying you're watching tennis, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is exactly what's happening now with this new resurgence of female fighters who have grown in the gyms, just like their male counterparts. So this is the great thing about female boxing right now.
I absolutely 100% agree with you. I was debating with folks that I believe that Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano was just not one of the biggest fights for female, but it's one of the biggest fights for boxing. You know, it's
a big fight.
Big fight. You know,
big fight, and it's very difficult to really truly predict a winner for that fight.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Like you got the speed of the speed and accuracy of Katie Taylor. You got the power of Amanda Serrano. I can't wait to see Chantel Cameron and Reese get for the Undisputed.
Yep. So
that's gonna be.
I mean, it's a really, really great time for boxing, and it goes across the scope. So I'm looking forward to there's some really good fights that I'm looking forward to. I really do hope that they make Bud versus Errol Spence, but Ugas is not an easy fight for Errol Spence.
It's not. I won't be surprised if Ugas does beat Errol Spence. I mean, people forget about his skills and talent. People forget about his tools and his attributes. You know, I think he has a great trainer, underrated trainer. You know, when we're talking about the trainer of the years, they never put Salas there. And Salas is doing a wonderful job with young fighters, and he has a great system. And Ugas ain't no easy picking there. That's a unification bout. People better start paying attention to this unification bout and stop crying over a Bud and Spence not happening. And he might throw a monkey wrench. He might throw a monkey wrench.
This is a potential banana skin because of the talents. Ugas can fight, man.
Yeah.
You can fight. But then also when I'm thinking that Ugas can fight, what I'm taking into consideration also is like, I think a peak Errol Spence would beat Ugas. But I don't know, because I remember when Errol Spence was the guy, the most avoided welterweight. I remember him being sat beside Keith Thurman, and Keith Thurman not even mentioned his name. You remember that? Yeah. Right.
And I'm a Keith guy, and I used to be like, "Come on, Keith, you acting kind of your attitude acts kind of different around Earl, you know?"
Exactly. So for those things, it's like we'll see, because I mean I got a lot of time and respect for Errol Spence, but I'm just being real. I watch a lot of boxing. I study a lot of boxing. And I believe what we're looking on in Terence Crawford is an all-time great. Now, people may not have to agree with me and all the rest of it, but I'm going to tell anybody, all your listeners and everybody else, you're going to have to wake up very early in the morning to have watched more boxing than me. I mean, very early, or to study more boxing than me, or to understand the science of this game, because I've been around other guys who have taught me the science of the game, who are actually great trainers and also great fighters, right? And not only that, but God has blessed me to articulate my passion, so much so that I can get contracts from ESPN. So
that's what's up.
So what I'm saying is, what we're looking at Terence Crawford is something very special, and especially after how he dealt with Sean Porter.
Yeah, I didn't think that he was gonna stop Sean Porter, to be honest. No. I didn't predict that. I could predict that, Bud Crawford's gonna win. I'll box him, but stopping Sean Porter, that's like, I didn't even. What you think about the stoppage, though? A lot of people was criticizing the stoppage of his father.
No, that's your son in there. Nobody, especially those two. Certain times we see father-son relationships in boxing, it doesn't work. I mean, your son's become a 2-time world champion, a multi-millionaire. I know Kenny very well. Sean Porter was always under the guise of his father.
Yep.
And you know, like certain times where you just think, well, I'm a big man now. I know how to do my thing myself, right?
Yeah.
That's still your dad. Because before, I remember when all the stories like, he's just a puppet to his father. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Because the dad handled most of the business.
Mhm.
But if we look at it and we're being real, the dad was correct in what he did.
Yeah. Hmm.
Because he was going to get hide into nothing. He was down, he was hurt. And I think at that time there also, I think Terence Crawford was going to smell blood and he was going to close the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they put on the replay what Terence Crawford said, like, I'm going to get him now, you know? So he was smelling it. At the heat of the moment, of course, me watching the fight, I'm like, no, don't do it. But then after the press conference, after Sean spoke and his father spoke on why things transpire the way they transpire, then people really got to understand, ain't nobody in the gym but them. Nobody knows
Exactly.
Sean. Nobody knows Sean more
Exactly.
than Kenny. So he saw it even before the fight, you know? So I'm okay with it. I think he has a solid career, you know, had a long, great career. And more power to Sean, to Sean, man. He's a warrior in the ring, probably one of the best pressure fighters of his era. So,
You know what I mean? Sean Porter's done really, really well.
mhm.
Like I said, you're a two-time world champion. At the time when you lost to Kell Brook, and I'm going to tell you again, I don't think he lost that fight. And there's no disrespect to Kell Brook. I thought he actually won that fight.
Mm.
I thought Sean won that fight. But he's improved so much as a fighter. And look at his resume. He's gone in with everybody.
Yep.
No ducking. Just like, okay, make sure I'm going to collect my check and I'm coming to fight. And that's what has made him so endearing to the boxing fans as well, because you know what you're going to get with him.
Yeah.
Right. And not only that, but he's a pressure fighter, but he hasn't got concussive, devastating knockout punching power.
Yeah.
Like, he's hurtful. He's a hurtful puncher and he's got great work rate.
Mm-hmm.
But he's given us so many great nights. So now that he's retired,
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm gonna miss him, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna miss him bad. Yeah.
I'm gonna miss it, and we're gonna miss that because we also gonna miss somebody that when we're not even talking about what happens in the ring, but we're talking about the politics of boxing, the side of the street. He crossed the street. He went to ESPN.
Of course he did.
You know, so now we lost one of those fighters in the same year. We lost Manny Pacquiao. We lost Sean Porter, guys that will fight anybody. So we lost that type of mentality that we will fight anybody.
Yeah, but you see, like with Manny Pacquiao, it was always like, when is this one more fight going to be too much for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When is this one more fight? And like I said, because look at Manny Pacquiao's resume. Manny Pacquiao's most probably greatest fighter of all time. I'm telling you, don't get twisted. Floyd Mayweather was better than he, but he's most probably the greatest fighter of all time for the simple fact of him going 8 weight divisions.
Yep.
Unheard of, unprecedented. I don't care when people want to make up rumors about the drugs and this and da and all the rest of it. Drugs don't give you boxing skills.
Yeah, facts.
Right? Manny Pacquiao's been incredible, right? And that is the truth. Manny Pacquiao's been incredible, and not only that, the fact of how he's a humble man, he's an iconic figure. Nothing but ratings to him. Nothing but ratings to him. But so me sitting there saying, well, there's no more Manny Pacquiao, and I'm saying, like, boy, 3 decades is enough,
right? And it's not like he did bad either, that fight. Like he still was fighting.
He was in the fight, but it was just that Ugas was just a little bit too fresh.
Yeah.
And I remember prior to the fight, when the fight was announced, that Ugas was stepping in for Errol Spence, I told everyone, I said, banana skin. Everybody I was saying, I said, banana skin. I don't gamble, but if I did gamble, I'd have made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Banana skin. All wrong for him. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and Ugas been on the road too. Like, people forget he beat an undefeated Omar Figueroa, who was, people used to talk about his technique. I think he lost the love for boxing though. People don't even know who won. There's a lot of people that I spoke to that think that he beat Sean Porter. So
a lot of people. But we also heard about the sparring that he had with Josh Taylor.
Okay. Yeah. I remember they was
And
going
apparently
at it.
Josh Taylor beat him up in sparring, right?
Mm.
But let me tell you this, yeah. The fight that he had with Ramirez last year, sorry. Josh Taylor's a bad boy, man.
Oh yeah.
Bad boy.
Well, Jose Ramirez, yeah. He is, man. He is. He showed the toughness. Like I remember I was going at not going at it tweeting, but it was like few tweets with Andre Ward, right? And he gave analysis of that what's his name?
Taylor.
Taylor don't go to the body. He's weak to the body. And I'm like, what you talking about? You ain't see the Regis Progress fight? I mean, he debunked that narrative. He went toe to toe with Regis Progress, and he was hitting them with body shots, and he took body shots. And I'm like, why would you say that he's? And then he goes later on and says, "Oh, I haven't been watching a lot of tapes of Taylor." So don't give the analysis like that. You know? Yeah, man, I got the block. He blocked me, man. He was tight.
What, he blocked you?
He blocked me on Twitter just because I said, see the Regis Progress fight. He has developed. That's not a weakness of Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor is all around fighter. That's it.
Don't worry. I speak to Andre Ward from time to time. He's good people. Yeah, I mean, especially like when he came out to London. He came out to London to cover a fight for ITV, Chris Eubank, when he fought. Who did he fight? The South African kid for the IBO super middleweight title. So yeah, I mean, I got a lot of time for Andre Ward.
Oh, he's one of my favorite fighters. Before he retired, he was my favorite fighter.
I also think that Andre Ward is absolutely excellent as a fight analyst.
Yeah,
I think he's superb.
I think he's one of the best.
I think that Andre Ward, for me, I can listen to him any time of the day.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. And I can listen to him, and it's like, and he also know old school fighters, because me and him chopped it up quite a few times. You know what I mean? So yeah, I got a lot of time for him.
Yeah, I think that was, of course, when you work on TV and sometimes you may not know a fighter too much and you're trying to rush in and studying it, or probably you don't study it, there's people like that, but I think he got tight because I said, nah, man, Josh Taylor know how to fight on the inside. You got to check the tape.
No. He's very, very complete and an undisputed champion to boot. So if you think, I mean, in the world of male professional boxing, he's the only undisputed champion, right? Because Usyk's moved up.
Yeah. Right now, yeah, he's the only undisputed.
Yeah, only undisputed. And the thing about it is, he's not even celebrating the fact that in the world of boxing today, I am the only undisputed champion. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's like us going back to, to like 1980s, when we only had two undisputed world champions, and then one of them was Michael Spinks and the other one was Marvin Hagler. So that within itself, and then we had three in Donald Curry, when Donald Curry, one of the best left hooks I've ever seen in boxing, when Donald Curry knocks out Morton McCory to become the undisputed welterweight champion. So it's we have to appreciate these guys while they're here,
Yeah.
Right? And that's the truth. We have to appreciate these guys while they're here.
Yeah.
I mean, to be the only undisputed champion in the whole of boxing at this present moment
that's not undisputed, that's not disputed.
Yeah. Right.
It's not disputed.
And if anybody did try to dispute that, then you're an idiot.
Yeah, he's the only one that's not disputed.
Yeah.
But yeah, Josh Taylor. I want to see the fight with Jack Catterall. Of course, I think that, and also we have to give credit for a guy like Jack Catterall that stepped aside so we could see undisputed. Yeah.
Well, they're both advised by the same organization, so it's not difficult. Everyone knows I run the foundation, so. Right, so that weren't that difficult to happen, and it was also on the whim of you'll fight the winner, and when that company says you're going to fight the winner, their words, their bond. They don't need to sign no contract. They tell you something's going to happen, right? Yeah. I can bear witness to that myself, right? Nothing but love for MTK Global. So you know what I mean?
But that's solid. That's solid because in the end, everybody kept their word.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how Catterall gets on. I don't think he's in over his head, but I do believe that Josh Taylor will be victorious. But it's kind of cool because it's like we've got this new young wave of trainers coming in right now. So, you know, we've got this Ben Davison who's now working with Josh Taylor. And there's no disrespect to Ben Davison, but the body of great work wasn't done with Ben Davison. It was done with Shane McGuigan, Brian McGuigan's son.
Okay.
Right? So, and then they parted company. He signed with MTK Global and he was going around trying to look for a trainer. And it was going to be out of Adam Booth, who famously trained David Hay, who he really drilled with, and Ben Davison. And Ben Davison just nicked it. They did some work together and he found it more comfortable working with Ben Davison. And there it is. So now Ben Davison has to build off of the back of that.
Yeah. What do you feel? What do you feel about, let's say, like a Devin Haney that works with Ben Davison, but moving up to 140? How does that transpire? Have you ever been in a situation where you working with a fighter with two other fighters that come?
One second, my daughter's just coming. What's my? Yeah. Okay, let me fix it back for you, Yeah, go on. I'm listening.
Yeah. Do you think that have you been in a situation where you're training at two fighters that could potentially fight one another? And you know, Ben Davison's working with Devin Haney.
Ben Davison is not Devin Haney's trainer.
No, I'm not saying he's a trainer, but he's working with him though.
Yeah, he's working with him. Yeah, he's working with him. That's more to do with him trying to cross over to the States. So he's working with him, but still,
he's not fully hands-on like that.
No, he's not fully hands-on like that.
Okay.
And if that was to happen, I guarantee you, he's gonna work with Josh Taylor.
Yeah. It's almost like Freddie Roach did with Cotto, right?
Yeah.
That Manny Pacquiao. He just I'm gonna stay with Manny Pacquiao. You gotta get gotta some new trainer. Now, of course, a lot of people was talking about this heavyweight. Dillian White, Tyson Fury, 80-20. And me, to be honest, I don't like I really don't get into the conversation of money, people's pockets, because in boxing, what's in the surface is not really what's going on. So for me to be talking about somebody else's money like that, 80-20, I don't even know what's in the 80 or what's in the 20. So, but what do you feel about the situation? What do you feel about the situation? I feel like Dillian White should go for legacy, but that's just me.
Yeah, and that's what I'm agreeing with as well. Like I stated on IFL, like I stated on The Fight Is Right, like I've stated, take the damn fight, right? Because, I mean, I go back to, was it 93 or 92? 93. Evander Holyfield versus Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe's the champion. Riddick Bowe was saying, listen, it's a 90-10 split. Do you want your titles back? 90-10 split in my favor. Evander Holyfield said to hell with it. He took a 90-10 split, and he takes that split, and then he wins on a split decision. Majority decision. What more do you want? Right? Sometimes you got to take the cards that are dealt with you and go for legacy. And Dillian White is I've known Dillian from he's been a little kid. He's an extremely wealthy man.
Yeah.
Right? Nah, go for legacy, because you had it in your head that, right, trust me, when Dillian White says he can beat Tyson Fury, he means it. He does not say it for the fact of, yeah. He truly, undeniably believes in his hearts of hearts that he can beat Tyson Fury. You beat the guy, got the legacy, and then you build off of the back of the legacy.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. But I do feel sorry for him because he's number one contender. I believe that he's interim champ as well.
For like 3 years.
What happens is it's meant to be 45-55.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or worse way, 60-40. And it's neither of those things. So I think that's a bit of a liberty, but it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta, you know what I mean? As Jay-Z said, brush that dirt off your shoulder, man.
Yeah, man. I feel like if he does and go for legacy, and then let's say if he does beat Tyson Fury, you know, money will chase you. You don't even got to chase the money.
Right, exactly. But this is the next thing. It's like, I know certain situations have been presented to Dillian White, and his answer was, listen, I just want the Fury fight. 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 It's been presented to you. Now, don't argue and don't wait for this arbitration either, because then you're actually chasing the money.
Yep.
Right? Because when I speak to you, you're speaking about legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Go get the legacy, man. Seriously.
Yep.
Go get the legacy.
Yep, that's what I say, man. They just go for the legacy. I don't know what's in the 80 or the 20, and probably it's not as low as people may think. I'm talking about the 20%, right? Whatever it's going to be. And like you say, he's wealthy, so just go for the legacy. The money will chase you. You're a heavyweight. You know, you're gonna get yours off endorsement. You're gonna get something on the side. You know, go get after them.
Come on. But it's not that. It's like I'm not in a position, because I know Dillian really well, so I'm not in no position to try and be his financial advisor.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to boxing, yeah, listen to me. Take the fight. Forget about the money.
Yeah.
Take the fight. So it's not going to be a fact of like, oh, what they're going to say, oh, this fight, you're going to get paid. This fight, you're going to get paid. This fight, you're going to get paid. No, you've been paid.
Yeah.
Right? Now, anything can happen because it's heavyweight boxing. You know what I mean? Yeah, and you were fortunate enough that you was with Eddie Hearn, that after Povetkin knocked you out, that you got back. And we was devastated. You know what I mean? I'm from South London. That's where Dillian's from as well. We South Londoners were devastated. Right? I was watching a fight in my house, and Tundi's watching the fight, and we're on the phone together talking at the same time. When he gets knocked out, Tundi Ajayi starts to cry.
Dang.
So we know Dillian from he's a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we want his best for him. So those things really, really hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So anything can happen in boxing because it's boxing. But if this is your destiny, it's skullduggery to the fact of it, but it's not like I'm being completely lowballed, because the WBC, right, and Mitchell Solomon have come out and said, this is what the purse splits are going to be. It's not like a promoter's come in and said, all right, then we're going to bid for the fight. And by the way, you're getting this because we're doing a private contract. It's not. It's what the WBC is. All of this bullshit. What's going to happen is, I'm telling you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is somebody with wealth and influence is going to come along, similar to Dana White, and scrap all of these alphabet boys bullshit. So we're going to get the best fighting the best, and it's going to be an in-house competition. You want to sign up to this? You're going to get paid the most, especially with cryptocurrency coming in the way it is. I'm telling you, I visualize something like this happening.
Okay. Damn, that's hard to see though. It's hard to see. So now you the knowledge, aka Nostradamus.
All right.
We go add
remember
more.
this show. Remember what I've said to you. That's how I see it anyway.
What you think about a lot of people is losing confidence in AJ? Not me. I think that AJ, in my opinion, a lot of people talking about his killer instinct is in the lost and found.
Yeah.
I think that
you saw yesterday we had Tommy Brooks on, and I just think that all that Anthony Joshua needs to do is to go back to the fundamentals. Sometimes you got too many people in your ear talking whatever you're talking, and and I think Anthony Joshua should have people around him that he's relatable to. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. You're relatable to, not people who are gassed because they're working with you. Have people who you are relatable to, and they are relatable to you. Not because you're Anthony Joshua, but because you're a cool human being. Because I'm telling you this now, you're gonna have to wake up very early in the morning to find a nicer guy than him. He's properly a very genuine human being. Yeah. Right? But also it's like you can't please everybody. Mm-hmm. So once you start focusing on you, do you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or as they say, be what you want to see. Just do you, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Anthony Joshua cannot spend his money that he's got. Right? If this thing's called prize fighting, then you won the prize. Right? But it's also called legacy boxing. Mm-hmm. Right? So you have an opportunity now to become a 3-time world heavyweight champion.
Muhammad Ali.
Right. You got a chance to do that now. So if you got a chance to do it, then go do it. Simple as that.
I think that just to be just to understand how he takes his loss, we talk about a lot of people can't take their loss. To see a lot of excuses and things of that nature. That's just one thing that Anthony Joshua really never does. You know, he don't. He didn't have no excuses when he lost to Andy Ruiz. Didn't have no excuses when he lost to Alexander Usyk. So it's easier for a fighter to go back to the drawing board. It's easier because he already said in. All right, I'm all right. I lost. He don't got to go through months of mental torture to damn why I didn't do this. He already set and have already identified how he might lost the fight and what he need to work on. So we seen him win the rematch versus Ruiz. Yeah, of course, a lot of people Ruiz said that he was not in shape, but I think that he's got the right mind state. And I like the first interview after his first big interview he had where he was talking about that he's gonna let go of trainers and that he's looking for a trainer. That interview, I forgot who it was. I'm not sure, but I like the way he was talking and pursuing to find that trainer that's gonna help him add more to the toolbox or come with a game plan and things of that nature. What do you feel about the way that he's taking his loss? Or it might be an acting job, brother. I don't know.
It's not. It's very difficult to learn on the job, but then learn on the job when you're a global superstar because everybody's in your business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've seen lesser guys who learn on the job, but they haven't got a profile of Manny Joshua. So it doesn't matter what you learn on the job or the mistakes that you make or the things that you say because it's only a handful of people going to be listening to you. But when you're at that level as an Anthony Joshua, it's very, very difficult to do anything in secret. So, you know what I mean? I'm just saying to Anthony Joshua, just do you, bro. Just do you.
You're from across the pond. Is there one person you think that you know, there's a lot of yes men around fighters. Who do you know that is around Anthony Joshua that you think he when he says something, he's listening to him like?
I do believe that he listens to Robert McCracken, but the word on the street is that Robert McCracken's out of a job now. So I do believe, but sometimes you can grow out of certain things as well. You know what I mean? Your pops is always gonna be your pops. You can show great respect for him, but sometimes you grow out of your pops, right? Then you move out of the house. You know what I mean? And it's always the mothers that don't want you to leave. You know, is that?
Yeah. How about you? Because you know, over here everybody knows you as the knowledge. Everybody knows you. You like the magnet to a lot of fighters out there, and everybody respects you for your take. When fighters approach you about their take and you give their take, how well do you see them take it? Like, you ever sell a fighter, you told him something and then he does it, be like, yeah, I remember that conversation.
No, you know what? This is like, I've been chopping it with, it's mad. It's 10 years this year that Anthony Joshua won an Olympic gold medal. 10 years. So there's a new batch of guys waiting to come in now. Because 10 years?
Yeah.
Right. So realistically, what do you think, like in heavyweight boxing, what do you think, how long do you think he's got left in the game? Anthony Joshua will be very, very fortunate if he gets another 4 years in boxing.
How old is he? 33? 33 years old?
Yeah, 32 or something, 32. So when you look at it, that, you take it in perspective. But one thing I have to take, Dillian White. This is when I was doing a show, Ringside Toe to Toes, on Sky Sports, and Dillian was off on a ban. He came back, he had one fight, and they was talking about him fighting Anthony Joshua, and they're gonna make that fight. And he got paid handsomely for that fight. It was a big money fight, pay-per-view fight. And Dillian took that fight. And I remember saying on the show that you're not ready to fight Dillian. Dillian's not ready to fight Anthony Joshua. Which he was pissed because I got a phone call from Dillian while I was I was collecting my wife from work. She was pregnant at the time, and Dillian phones me up and he's effing and blinding down the phone to me, and that's a disrespect, and like, yeah, you're on this platform and I'm proud of you, and went on. And so we started speaking for a little while. Me and Dillian didn't speak for a little while.
Yeah.
Then we started speaking again, and we're cool. And then Dillian fights. He fights Lucas Brown. He knocks out Lucas Brown. But then it was a Joseph Parker fight.
Okay.
And then the morning after the fight, I'm going to lecture on a Sunday. I was doing some lecture at a university. I'm driving in my car and I get a phone call. It's Dillian and we're talking. And Dillian said, you know what, Spence? I have to respect you, because when you told me that I weren't ready to fight Joshua at that time, you was right,
Mm-hmm.
And I said, boy, you know what? I'd salute you to another level.
Yeah.
Every time Dillian Whyte fights, he always gives me a ringside seat to sit beside his mother.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
Because his mom knows, like, when I'm there, I'm saying, like, nah, this was gonna happen. Especially when he fights, I do some crazy predictions, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just one of those kind of things. It's like, but also saying that I'm pretty tight with Andy Joshua and his family as well, and like he too. Me and him stopped talking for about a year.
Dang.
About a year after he made Lennox Lewis clown comment. And I kind of tore into him a little bit. I'm saying, like, you didn't have to do that, and culturally, you don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, culturally, you don't do that because you don't see a former great who is an up and coming kid slagging off a former great if they are Eastern Europeans. You know what I mean? You'll never ever hear of an Eastern European fight like Klitschko slagging off like Max Smelling. You'd never hear that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I'm saying, why is it acceptable for us? And then for whose entertainment are we doing that for? That's
Facts.
my stance on this thing. That's what my stance was. So people are like, oh yeah, because I tore into him about the clown thing. But I'm speaking to you as an elder. I'm a big man to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm old enough to be a dad.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it took a while. And then a year later, just wildly out of the blue, I get a FaceTime call from him. And then we chopped it up, we spoke, and he said, no, man, love, I get it. And I said, listen, man, we don't need to air dirty laundry in public. But then also, I'm saying, you're a young you who's relatively new to boxing, right? Who's had all this success early. And because you've had that, you're doing everything in the spotlight. So obviously, you must be under immense pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the reason why I knew it was cool because certain of the guys working in his camp who constantly phone me. I should charge these guys, right? Right? Who constantly,
they probably taking your
phone me.
opinion. They probably listen to the Fearon and be like, all right, AJ, you gotta do this.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, right? So, and those guys in his camp who I chop it up with, you know what I mean? They were saying, nah, he was a bit too hard on AJ Unks, Uncle, that's when you're getting old. When all these little young cats are calling you uncle, now uncle, you just like you went a little. I said, no, you got to realize. But unfortunately, at the time, how things are, and this is globally now, is like our culture is to be uncultured.
Right.
Right. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, man. I'm old school on certain things. I know, like respect is
hold tradition. You got to hold tradition somewhere.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, and that's what I do. I hold on to even some more times when I've held on to tradition, it's actually gone against me. But regardless that it's gone against me, I can sleep good at night.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I'm still blessed. I got a beautiful home, nice car to drive. You know what I mean? My kids are looked after, so I'm good.
That's what's up.
Yeah, 100.
Trust me, it's hard to, when you get relations with certain fighters and then you got to be out there and keep it real. They take it hard. They take it like if you backstabbed them, Yeah. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. The Teofimo Lopez fight, right? After the fight, the excuses. After, and I already said this on live, so his pops, you already know how he was taking it. And after the Raider Raheem interview, and then we went out the hotel. He's like, "Yo, Punch, come, come walk with me." And I'm like, he's like, "Yo, you know what they did to us, man?" I'm like, "Yo, that was
you did it to yourself."
I say that was a hard fight. Nah, they robbed us. I'm like, "Yo, stop, man. Eddie Hearn ain't do that. Come on, man. That's a purse bid." I'm explaining him to him, but he's in that mind state.
Bro,
and I'm like,
you know what? The dad should have had somebody else in a corner with him. And just keeping his thing 100. Dad should have had somebody else in the corner with him in that fight. And I think what's happened is like Teofimo was celebrating the win over Lomachenko
Way too long.
even when he was in the fight with Kambosos. So in his mindset, even his preparation, thinking, well, you know what? I beat Lomachenko, bro. Who the hell are you? But Kambosos can fight, man.
And that was been my analysis since day one. I've been telling people about Kambosos for a long time. People thought I was trolling. When I used to talk about Kambosos, people thought I was trolling. The same thing I used to talk about 3 years ago. I used to talk about Boots Ennis. Yo, what you talking about? Yo, Punch, you always trying to premature these guys. I'm like, yo, y'all gonna be talking about that kid.
Boots is real. I want everybody to know this part here. Boots Ennis is real.
Not manufactured.
Incredible talent. I mean, I know his pops pretty well. Boots is real. Yeah. I know his pops pretty well. I mean, his pops chop it up regularly. As a matter of fact, when I jump off the phone with you, I'm gonna go give his pops a call to say, hey, you know what I mean? Because it's like it's about time that I'm gonna get his pops on the fighters right. I ain't interested in talking to fighters. I like speaking to the guys who are in it. They're the incremental guys who weave the fabric of the sport. Yeah, they're the guys. But I saw your interview that you had with Teofimo's pops, and I like how you kind of respectfully told him the truth.
Yeah.
Right, because loads of guys being in that position is like, it means it's easy to scream robbery. Close fights are close fights. Close fights are not robberies, but close fights that are close, but you know the other guy edged it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to man up and watch back the tapes. But certain times, like when you watch tapes and you're only watching yourself and not seeing what the other guy is doing, then you're going to still have that analogy. But the only way that for him to grow and be better is to accept that defeat and say, watch what I'm going to do now.
Yep. That's what it is. And I say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, this is boxing. It just doesn't. If you're saying it out loud to the boxing world don't care. The boxing world pay their money. The boxing world pay their money to see another man impose to destroy the other man's health. So your health coming into the sport, coming into this fight, nobody cares. Because unfortunately, that's the way it is. Unless if you have a relations with the type of fighter or friend or cousin, brother, father, mother. But fans, they're just more barbaric than what happens in the ring. You know?
Exactly.
But
you know, that's how it goes, man. But you know what, Punch? It's always been a pleasure, my friend.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? It's been an incredible pleasure. You know what I mean? Because I gave you like 40 minutes. I want to chop it up too long. I'll get your listeners too bored or all the rest of it.
Nah, thank you. It was always a pleasure, man.
No, man. You're real, man. Just keep up what you're doing. And this year for definitely I'm coming out to America anyway. So, in what part are you?
I'm from Harlem.
From where?
Harlem.
I'm not going there, bro. It's too rough.
Nah, man. It's gentrified, man. It's different. Harlem ain't Harlem no more.
Nah, bro.
Nah. Hey, it's good.
Yeah, I'm joking, man. I'm joking. Definitely, we gotta come and I gotta go chop it out with you, man. But it's always a pleasure, man. I mean, Punch drunk, keep on doing your thing, yeah. Peace, 2 fingers. I'm gone, my friend. Love.
Peace, my brother. All right. Good looking out, man. The knowledge, Spencer Fearon, man. One of the most knowledgeable person in the sport of boxing. Always glad, always a pleasure and an honor to be amongst one of the historians of the sport of boxing. Everybody, shout out everybody. Yo, Rider of the Storm was good. He said, you want to put money on that prediction? Stop coming with ups excuses. Kambosos won. Boots, didn't he go to the doctor before the fight? Nah, he didn't go to the doctor before the fight. There was pressure him to go to the doctors. I mean, y'all can take it out of y'all want to take it. I'm also honored to have the opportunity to know fighters, one of their wars, one of their gladiators. I know exactly what happened. What's this? Oh shit, I didn't even read this. Gotta read this, man. But yeah, smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man, it was a great chopping it up again with Spencer Fearon. Go subscribe to Stimulus for Sale. Also subscribe to and follow MTK Global on social media platforms. Spencer Fearon on social media platform, Instagram, Twitter. And look, I really don't get into the business of people's pockets because we never know what's going on. Like I said in the beginning of the live show, we never know what's in the pockets of boxers. A lot of people think y'all know what's going on. Trust me, I know for a fact that the numbers that y'all see is not the numbers that is not the proper numbers. It's not the actual numbers. This is why they give you estimation of pay-per-view buys and views and things of that nature. When it comes to the pockets, when it comes to the purse, if you're not there looking at the check, these fighters are just listening to the YTBC and be like, yo, he's talking about my money right now. I'm getting quadruple, triple, double more than that, you know? Do you prefer Barbosa or Cepeda for Tio? I want, to be honest, I think Cepeda would have him the type, if he does fight Cepeda, he beats Cepeda, then he get that Jones Taylor right away. But I do think that he's gonna go after Barbosa. I think Barbosa and Teofimo Lopez is gonna be the next fight, in my opinion. The guy, great live punch, good looking out, my brother. The guy was good, man. Say shout out to the people right there that was. I know that y'all not used to me going live at this certain time. Hold on. Oh shit. Oh, I didn't even read this, but yeah, I told him he know how much you make and shoot after the rego. He hits us up on the email, apparently the Doug, and there is allegedly a lack of transparency. Hold on. So yeah, that's why it's once you learn or try to learn the business of boxing, I think that's one of the things that the boxing fans really don't want to get into, but really talk about it. It's just funny. People like to, yo, Tycho TV in the building, what's good? Nah, man, screw Barbosa. I just think that that's the fight that they're going through, because you got to remember also Jose Cepeda got his dreams, right? He's already set. He's already in a mandatory position to get the Josh Taylor fight. He's in a mandatory position to get the Josh Taylor fight. So he's already in mandatory position to get the fight. Do you? Nah, screw. So I don't know if we're gonna say screw him. I won't say that because I don't know, man. It's a fight, and I think that Teofimo Lopez got certain injuries he need to fix. Mindset got to be right. Preparation got to be right, and get back into the realm of things. Like, there's no rush in Teofimo Lopez because Teofimo Lopez is young. He just turned 24 years old, so there's no rush in him. Just like these other young fighters right now, we're not rushing Virgil Ortiz, we're not rushing Boots Ennis, even though that they're an extreme talent in their respective division. We want to see what's next going on. So Taylor versus Cepeda is a fire fight. I agree with you. Midwest boxing in the building, HLD in the building. What's good, man? Yeah, man. Dang, I just missed my boy Spencer Fearon. Y'all gonna catch the playback anyway. You know, this is like early. This is like 6 a.m. punch drunk boxing because I usually go in the nighttime. But Taylor versus Cepeda is a good fight, yes. But I think it's gonna be Barbosa. It's gonna be Barbosa versus Teofimo Lopez, probably late spring, early summer. Got to see what's going on. You know, it got to take his time, in my opinion. And also because he's entering a new weight division as well. And this weight division ain't no easy pick. It's not easy. It's more dangerous, probably more dangerous than 135-pound division. Should he still box if he's sick? I think a lot of people go in there, man, injured. You know what I'm saying? Injured, whatever they're going through, man. This is boxing. Remember, you prepare to fight. You prepare a fight while fighting. And this ain't shooting hoops. John Still Knicks fans. Tio has plenty of time and will find himself with an opportunity to fight for a championship. It's on him and him alone on how bad he wants it. Facts, man. Facts. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. So, T.O. been sparring Ugas. Yeah, he sparred Ugas. You saw Sean Porter. T.O. a problem. Definitely a problem. Of course, we all know that about Teofimo Lopez. But of course, man, when you take a loss in the sport of boxing, that loss stays with you for days and months, probably a year, just the next time you go and fight. You know, like I said in the video, it's not like basketball. You take a loss and then you got a game the next day or the day after, and you can get that win back, you know. But once you lose in boxing, man, it's going to take days. It's going to take months, and probably a year. And looking at today's world, the way it is. Jose Ramirez might wreck Tio. We're going to see. I mean, a lot of people, of course, when a fighter loses, you lose confidence in the man. You know, it is what it is. Feel me? Look who's in the building.
Yo, what up? What's up, man?
What's good, champ? Nonito Donaire. Living legend. You got the Fountain of Youth back with 2 straight stoppages. Whatever you drink, man, whatever you eat and drink, and I need that, man.
That's right here. It's all right here.
Yeah,
believing in yourself, man. You know, something I've learned throughout the whole game is when you start to believe you're getting old, you know, when you start to tell yourself you're getting old, then you start to believe in it. You start to believe in what you're telling yourself, you know, constantly. And you know, going back into how people play into the hype, when people start listening to the hype, they start to fall into the hype. And we'll see a lot of those guys. I fell into that hype. I fell into that part where I was the guy who was you know, just making people try to strike me out, and then I'll try to hit a home run. You know, yeah. I was playing that hype, and going back into it, it's all the mindset, it's all the mentality, it's all into how you believe that you can do.
Yeah, man, it's true, man. When we was talking, when we was chopping it up on while you were in the chat, and we was talking about the, you know, certain things that people really don't like to talk about. You know, boxing has, in my opinion, has a secret society. You know, you can't. It's embarrassing when you get, you know, in the business sense, get effed over. So you don't want to say it publicly. So you don't want to teach others because you don't want to let the whole people know that you got played in the boxing community. So then it's hard for other people to teach the other ones, you know. But me, I advise several fighters now, you know, and you know, so I see different things. I tell the people, if you know too much about the business of boxing, you start hating the sport. You start looking at the sport a whole different way.
Right.
You know?
Well, you know, like everything in life, from the government to whatever it is, right? There's always a bigger society behind all of the things, from all the businesses. There's always something behind it that's funding it or that's running it. You know, and the same thing goes with boxing. I mean, you'll see a lot of the guys, it's either you play their game or you don't play at all. You know, and they'll sit you out for a long time. You know, I've been there, you know, and you know, I paid my dues, but there's a lot of things that goes behind it, and knowing and understanding that, like you said, it makes you not hate it, but it just makes you wonder why, you know, because you know, all these guys work so hard, and like myself, we work so hard, we do everything that we can, but we are just a pawn in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And how do you break away from that? Like, how do you break away from that being that pawn in the game? You know, like I know
it takes time. It takes time. It takes years. It takes names. It takes effort. It takes beyond yourselves. You know, to do that. Like, for instance, De La Hoya, you know, Mayweather, You know, they made themselves, they created themselves, they got out of the change, they got out of the cage, and allowed themselves to be like one of them, you know, to get there. But it's a certain few that gets there, and then it's a certain few you know, that it's a certain few that allows them to what's the word, to man up, you know, to man up, because a lot of people tell the story. You know, there's a lot of people that tells a story and say, you know what, I'm just a boxer, I'm just a 40-year-old man, I'm just this, I'm just that. There's always a constant story behind them that limits the person from jumping into creating themselves to do something else. But you get guys like Oscar, you get guys like Floyd, you get guys like these, you know, who goes beyond the look of just being a fighter, you know. And myself, I got my voice, you know, because I've been in the game for a long time. You know, I'm not the kind of guy that just gets forced to do what I want, what they want me to do, you know. And I've created that respect from a lot of promoters, a lot of people. And of course, I'm working with Probellum, who's there for the people and who's there for the boxers.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, they signed a lot of fighters. So you with Probella? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I'm with Probellum, with Richard. You know, I've always been with him since I moved from a different promotion. Now I came with Richard, and I just followed him. We became really, really good friends, and I believe in my heart, from my experience, he's there for the boxers.
Yeah, it's like you've been independent for a while, so I don't even attach, no need to donate with nobody. So for real, I'm thinking like, you know, you just got the contract with the networks, is your name. You know, there's certain fighters that they don't need promotion, like no need to donate, don't need. Nah, everybody knows that. Know you. You know, you're a walking Hall of Famer. So at this point, we know who you are. We know what you bring to the table. We know the straps and things of that nature. You know, everybody wants a piece, so no need to donate. Unless no need to donate want a piece of you, and you got a title like, you know, Uwe, Casimero. It is what it is. But what you said earlier about, you know, you in the position to do and move the way that you want to move, which a lot of fighters may be scared to move that way, you know. And you showed that this summer, you know, when people was like, you know, you felt that your wife was disrespected, and everybody was like, but come on, you know how the boxing world is so barbaric. They don't give a damn. There's no rules and there's no boundaries. You set that line, you set that boundary where,
well, that's no money. One of the thing, you know, that's one of the thing is I always stand for what I believe. And you know, but mainly that's, you know, there's a lot of things I was playing behind it, you know, the testing, you know, the games, and they're, you know, that they're constantly, I feel that they were constantly kind of expanding the time, you know, when they said, okay, we got it signed, and we checked, they didn't get it signed, you know. It just came to the point where, and then all this disrespect, I'm like, look, I'm not playing your game. I've been in this game for too long. You know, 20, 21 years, you know, I'm not going to play. And then, so I said, you know what, I'm done with this game. You know, you guys going to respect my wife. You're going to respect the game. You're going to respect the rules, and, you know, and we'll make it happen. And then that didn't happen, obviously. And then we tried it again, you know, and I think it was after the Rigondeaux fight, then we tried to make the fight happen. And so I signed the contract, and then weeks came in, and there was no contract coming back at me. So I you know, we talked to promoters, you know, with Al Heyman and those guys, and you know, they were telling me that they never received the contract from the guy. So we went on in this YouTube thing with him face to face. You know, I'm like, hey, you guys didn't sign the contract. And then, you know, from his word, and I got that on video, he's like, I never got the contract. So, and then it came to a point that they did have some kind of issues in their camp that was going on, and the fight never happened because of that fact. You know, but there's a lot of, like I said, man, there's a lot of thing that goes behind that people don't know about.
Exactly. That's all, and that's what, no lie, in the beginning of the show, I'm telling people, like, so much people get carried away. YouTube, you know, we have a lot of channels, independent media, Twitter, Instagram. People go back and forth, and sometimes I'm listening, like, people go back and forth about a business that you don't have no clue what the hell's going on. What is this 60-40, 70-30 y'all talking about? And oh, you don't know about boxing, and people just go, And it's like, yo, we don't know nothing. How can we come up with this whole 3 hours or 2 hours, whatever it is, about this person's pockets, this person's percentage? It's like Dillian White and Tyson Fury, 80-20. I don't know what's in this 80, and I don't know what's in this 20. How I'm gonna be talking about something I don't know.
Right. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing is that's the beauty of being human beings. We have our own thoughts to do it, but at the same time, it's also a detriment to a lot of things because we start to create our own perspective, and then people think that's facts, and then it spreads to one side, it spreads to another, and then next thing you know, it's facts, you know, and it's really not, because there's no clarity behind it. There's really nothing that allows them the factual answer, you know. And again, because of social media, it you know, from one word to another, it spreads, you know, and it becomes facts to a lot of people because, you know, they hear it and then they don't really, you know, they don't really care to clarify if it's true or not. They're just gonna go what the masses are speaking about, and then it becomes facts, you know. You know, so yeah, man.
Yo, what you feel? Let me ask you this, because I like Nonito. I like you, and I like Inoue. And I like the way that you took that body shot. I said it before the fight.
It hurt. It hurt. But I ain't about to quit, man. That's it.
And prior to the fight, I said, Inoue might barbecue the ribs on Nonito. He's gonna barbecue. He's gonna be and it actually did happen. But you showed everybody, you know, your heart, your grit, your determination, and I'm just assuming, and of course I can't say it's a fighter because I always have the confidence, but I'm assuming that now, I think when you fought Nonito, when you fought, you know, with the first time, it was more about the boxer saying, is this going to be the last run? Is it going to be the last fight for Nonito Donaire? Is it going to be the last? So I don't think a lot of people gave it that much confidence, but now that you were champion and what you did to Obali and your last opponent, it's like, all right, his next fight, the analysis is not going to be, is this going to be the last fight, Nonito? Because that's it. He already showed us. He already debunked this narrative or the thought that
I go day by day. You know, when I do wake up in the morning and I'm excited still, I'm going to keep going. You know, the thing is, it could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be many more years. All I know is that when I do stop, it stops, you know, because I'm not going to be able to do this for the rest of my life. All I know is I'm grateful for the time that I have, and you know, tomorrow is never promised. So therefore, I'm gonna do the best that I can. And every day, when I do wake up and excited for the next, I'm gonna be excited for the next. You know, but I do want this year my name and Undisputed together.
Ooh, hey, and you're in your position to do so. Are you more? See, I was gonna ask this question, but then it's like cliche. But are you more confident going inside that ring versus Inoue now than you did the first time?
100%, 100%. I came into the fight only fighting.
Exactly.
In the last two fights, you see the strategic Nonito Donaire that you've seen in the past. I strategize. I'm 10 steps ahead of everybody, you know, and of course, I have an amazing part that reminds me constantly, that makes me listen to do what I need to do, and that's my wife, my coach, my trainer, my head strength and conditioning, and that's something that hasn't been done in a very long time, where I'm doing what I strategize for, what we strategize for. You know, as before, it was just I'm gonna try to take you out, or you try to take you can take me out, or I take you out. That was it. When I fought him the first time, that was the mentality. It's like, you take me out, I take you out.
So now you just execute. You're executing the game plan now. Like,
yes, and I think that's the biggest thing of why I'm coming back so fresh. And just I guess for the lack of word, impressive, or you know, more of a political word is, you know, I'm doing what I am putting myself into. You know, I'm creating all the strategic ways, a strategic move of what the game plan we've set in the gym. You know, we've done a lot of it, and the thing is, we don't just have one plan. We have two, we have three, we have four, we have five, you know, and whatever decision that he takes it in, or ways that he takes the direction of the fight, we're ready for that. And that's the biggest difference before and now, is because now I'm using this like I've always done in the past.
Yeah, and I like that you emphasize that the person in your corner, your trainer, your wife, your strength conditioning coach, is somebody that you could listen to.
Yep.
Like I see, I'll debate about other fighters that they be like, oh, yo, he need to get this trainer, he need to get this trainer. I say, look, Angelo Dundee and Customado could come from the grave and be in your corner, but if you don't have no chemistry with them, ain't
Amen.
nothing they're gonna do.
Amen. Amen. It's very true. It doesn't matter how good the trainer is. If you can't even listen to a single word he's saying, it's useless.
Mhm.
You know, with me and my wife, we talk about it in the middle of the night. We wake up in the middle of the night. Hey, let's do this. You know, we know exactly. I swear to God, man, we just get up and like, hey, what if we do this? What if we do that? You know, so when she speaks on something, I already know where she's going with it. Not only that we have the chemistry as a partner, but we have the chemistry of the way we put our game plans together. It's there 24/7. It's not something that's just been talked in the gym. It's been talked 24/7 whenever we feel like talking about it. And so when she speak on something, I already know what's going on, where she's going with it, you know, and I know I have to pick it up. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of the chemistry, because in this sport, it's seconds. There's no timeout. There's no 20-second timeout. Hold on, let's get this thing together. So the voice have to be like intertwined, and that's cool. That's cool that you have that relationship, and I think that's motivation for everybody. You know, as motivation.
Well, I think it's just being smart about it, you know, and taking the cliche or the traditional notion of a woman can't be in the corner, or a woman can't do this, or a woman can't do that, or you should get the best trainer in the world, you should get the smartest trainer in the world. None of those doesn't matter if the game plan is not being implemented, you know. And so when we before we go to fight, we have all this game plan, and sometimes with the rush and with the fight going so fast, you forget, you know, what you're intending to do and stuff like that. But because of the fact that you talked about it with somebody that you listen to, or you constantly have a conversation, and it's a normal conversation that you know, you hear and listen to it constantly, that when the words are spoken, you know exactly what's happening, and you're reminded of what needs to be done, you know. And I think that's the biggest difference between the fights previous in many years to now.
Yeah, that's good, and you're actually comfortable with the weight class, but you'll move up or you'll move down, right? Didn't you say?
See, that's the thing that people don't understand. I was 106 when I started boxing, professional, and then I went up to 112, I went up to 115, I went up to 118 because there was nobody in the division.
Yeah,
you know, I was fluctuating up and down until I became a world champion at 112, when they gave me the opportunity with Darchinyan. Then I just started to chase him to get the rematch again, to prove to the people that wasn't a fluke, you know. But that never happened in you know, until like later on. But then I started to put my mind into challenging myself, because I feel that I need to challenge myself. If I'm stagnant, I feel that I get complacent. And so I just keep moving up, you know, thinking that, you know, it's not going to be that much of a big deal. But it changed my whole fighting system, you know, my whole fighting ways.
So is it true that you will want the winner of Estrada and Chocolatito? Would you like that?
I can do it. I do want to put myself in it, because that gives, you know, just for those guys, I definitely want to go for those guys. You know, it's like if I go up to 126, it would be for Abner Mares or Leo Santa Cruz, you know, because they were the guy my weight that just kind of went up. And then Chocolatito was also always on the lower level, but it was always in the same time as I am. So there was just kind of that maybe possibility. But then if that's possible, I would definitely go for Estrada and Chocolatito, you know. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I'm all for the fight. You know, I've done it. You know, this is what I love doing. You know, so
that's legendary right there. Because I feel like Estrada and Chocolatitos is two future Hall of Famers as well. So both of y'all, whoever, if Estrada, you or Chocolatito, you,
whoever gets a belt, man, I'm going after it. I'm taking my fifth division champion.
I love it, man. I love it. I think and look, I think the boxing is real good. I think that now we're not looking at the middleweight division, the heavyweight division, lightweight division, and welterweight division as being stacked up. But you look at the 118, you look at the 122, 26, 30. It's like, man, look, we're talking about Canelo Alvarez for fighting Makabu and cruiserweight, you know.
That's crazy to me, man. But hey, you know, once you get to a point where you're big enough and you still got the power going up, I mean, why not? You know, I mean, people have their own ways of doing the things that they're doing, man. You know.
Let me ask you a question about this person that many people have so much opinions of, but never heard of. Only got 3 Google pictures of him. Al Heyman. What do you feel he's done for the sport of boxing and for the fighters that he has worked with?
I mean, he's continued the boxing world. He's continued the business. He's continued putting more world champions in, putting him in more TV fights. You know, I mean, it's very difficult because you've never met the guy, you know. He's a shadow, you know.
Yeah. He's the ghost. He's the ghost.
Yeah. So, but he's putting some fights in there. He's putting a lot of my fights, you know. So, I mean, I'm just grateful for that opportunity. But to say anything otherwise, I've never really talked to the man to say that I know anything or his game plans or anything beyond that, you know.
Okay. All right. He said, yeah, because I gotta ask sometimes the fighters about the ghosts, man. And I mean the ghosts in a good way. You know what I'm saying? The ghosts in a good way.
I mean, he's putting fights out there, you know, and sometimes you're doing it for a long time, you know, there's I guess the passion starts to dissipate a little bit, you know, and that might be a part ahead of all of this, but then you also got Probellum, who's kind of, if anything does happen to other promotion, Probellum was definitely going to be there to kind of catch the game, and I know Richard, he doesn't mind fighting his fighter with anybody else and working with any promoter out there.
Can you tell us more about Probella? Because I've known about Probella, but I never went into sync to really. I know they working with certain fighters, but really never went into sync into what's their plan. You know, I thought it was going to be more of a European. He was going to go outside of the U.S. But can you explain a little bit more about Probella's plan?
Well, from what I have spoken, what I've gathered in a little bit of time speaking with Richard, they want to work with people. They want to work with promoters around the world, co-promoting around the world, so that the whole world the whole fighters around the world are being seen, in that aspect, meaning that, they just want everyone to kind of work together. I don't know exactly what their plans are. I'm not in their conversation to do what they want to do, but from what I've seen, and from what I myself, putting the Filipinos into the map and working with, Probellum, working with promoters from around the world to get them to promote their fighters in the Philippines, and perhaps getting them in a bigger stage, and I think that's just something. The beauty of it is that Probellum is kind of just spreading their wings and kind of, getting everybody to be together, from what I'm seeing, of course. And of course, this is just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man. We was talking earlier about what would you tell a young fighter that's coming into the business? I was saying, get your own attorney, go into the negotiation. Anytime your manager's having a negotiation, you should be in the room. What would you tell from your experience about young fighters? I know fighters that have signed blindly. They just sign signatures and they don't know what the hell's going on. Some of them just care about bonus money. What would you tell about how to handle boxing? Because I
was one of those kids, man. I was one of those kids who signed blindly, because it was an opportunity, and then you get a little bit of signing bonus or you get a little monthly. You think that's gonna help, And to me, I think if you have a name in the amateurs and people are chasing you, not just 1, 2, 3 agents or managers coming after you and promoters coming after you, when you do sign something, you got to know exactly what's written in there. Because I know for a fact a few fighters who has been stuck with one single promoter until the promoters let them go. They really can't do nothing. is because they pretty much signed their lives, you know, and their career, you know. And so for all the guys, the young guys out there, man, make sure you value yourself, and make sure that you do look at the fine print, you know, what's written in that contract. If you have something to say, speak about it. Don't be shy. You know, they're coming to you for a reason, to want to sign you, meaning that there is a time for you to negotiate something. You know, you probably don't want to ask for a whole hand and everything else, right? You want to be fair to yourself, you know, but don't ever get yourself stuck that if you win a title, that you're stuck for a few years or a few fights or stuff like that. I think there should be a print in there that is for both to decide, not just the promoters to decide. A lot of fighters like myself, you know, fell into that trap where it was just one-sided. You know.
That's
and then of course my wife came into the picture. She's like, nope, that's why they don't like her, you know, because she was the voice. You know, when she didn't like nothing, it was like, for me, it was like, I just want to fight. You know, I just want to fight. But I didn't look at behind that. You know, I'm grateful that she's like, oh, this is one side, until they made it to a point where it was mutual for both of us, for both sides, you know. And that's something that a lot of these fighters need to understand, that you can't just give yourself and your career to one part.
Exactly. And I think that's also another part that the fans, they tend not to care or understand. Like they want you to, it's funny, the boxing fans want you to fight, but don't want you to fight for yourself. You understand?
It's ironic, you know, because, you know, I mean, I guess it is entertainment, right? Are you not entertained? Right? You know, yes, exactly. So, you know, they'll only want something of what they want to see, but behind that, they don't understand that we are fighting for our lives, we are fighting for our career, we are fighting for what is right for us. And sometimes fight don't happen is because there's just too many things that, you know, that I mean, that they're taken away from, you know, and they're gonna try to sit you out for a very long time to make you succumb to their demands. You know, I mean, there was times where I didn't fight for almost a year and a half or two, because of the contract that you know, we disputed, and we didn't want to was it 10 months, 2 months? Well, whatever. It felt like it was 2 years to me. That's a manager, you know. So, you know, but yeah.
Hector Saviola said, "How the heck do you punch so hard, champ?"
Hector, this is what it's all about: balance, and the way you do it properly, you know, is having the right stance and getting your whole body to move at the same time. And that's the biggest thing that people, you know, you see a lot of these guys, they hit hard, but they're all arms, you know, they're just moving arms as compared to bam, you're using your whole body from every part of your body, from your toes to your finger, you know, and from your back to, you got to learn to throw it all at the same time. People don't know how to properly put the stance where they can have the twerk, the torque, movement, the torque, the shoulder, the back, all of that stuff. You know, all the muscles are being utilized. You know, and of course, I do have a blessed body. You know, that has a lot of fast twitch muscle fibers compared to a lot of the guys.
That's, man, yo, that's 39 years old, man.
Still going.
It
ain't stopping, man. It ain't time
and look more motivated than ever.
I think that's the biggest factor, man. It's just that, you know, after I fought with Inoue, I realized, man, I am fighting a mediocre. I gotta go back to who I was, you know. And that's why when I came back stronger. I started doing what I did before, which is the strength and conditioning. You know, that my wife is there again doing it. You know, with the strength and conditioning, I'm starting to get my fast twitch back all over again. But mainly, I'm seeing all the punches coming back again. And you know, it's not the age that you lose your reflex.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
people think and people see that, and we see it all the time, is because people don't. The older we get, we start to get lazy, and we start to use the muscle in laziness. Compared to if you were doing it when you're hungry, you're utilizing the muscle. So when you utilize your muscle constantly, you never lose it. But because when you get older, you start to get lazy. You stop using the right muscles, and then you start to lose all that reflex. But it's all the mindset. It's all the mentality. If you can't get your mind to fight right, you can't get your body to fight right.
true, man. True. That's a good way to put it. Samir said, Nonito, what's the best advice you could give to a fighter after a loss? As yourself, you've been a warrior and continuously rising to the occasion and proving what's all about.
You gotta look into yourself. A lot of people look behind it and they go, "Man, I just gotta get better." How are you gonna get better if you don't if you go beyond yourself? You gotta look at where your mind was at that time, what you did at that time. What made you lose that fight. And go from there. But never dwell on the negativity, because that'll just get you to a level of being buried deeper. You always want to look at the positivity and take in why you lost the fight. This is what I needed to do. I did this and I got caught with it, or whatever the case of it. But know that you can only improve from that point on. I believe that the dark part of your life is what makes us better, not the victory, not the light, not the happiness. The happiness will make us happy and live good, but the dark part is what gets us to that level.
Damn, preach, Pastor
Nonito. Man, I am telling you, bro.
It's Sunday, man. You just
this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what made me who I am. If people go beyond themselves when darkness comes around them, when darkness envelop themselves, they go and try to reach for the light without understanding why the darkness is there. If you go beyond that, it's always gonna cover you up when despair comes around. It's. Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Because I was gonna say, just listening to you, it's like you a spiritual person. I was gonna say,
I'm a very spiritual person, man.
You see, I could listen to that. How important is spirituality to you?
Spirituality is an ascension to leveling yourselves up, meaning that in times of happiness and fulfillment, you find it being spiritual, because you're no longer bound by the materialistic. You're no longer bound by anger. You're no longer bound by resentment. You're no longer bound by your past, because now you can allow yourselves to be free by letting them go. And this is why I'm at the level of myself now, is because I let go of why I lost. I let go of who I was. I was one of the greatest fighter, or I wanted one of the best fighter in my time. Like, I'm no longer in that time. I'm at the level now that I am who I am because of those. And I can learn from that, and I can let go of all the fears of age, of all of that, because I understand that life is you, life is what you make things to be. Life is a free choice. Is an energy that is bound to your desire, only if you believe in it. People have such fears in believing that they don't become what they want to be. And that's why you see a lot of fighters, world champions, who are defeated and they get stuck and they get hurt, and they never ascend to learning, because they never let go. Because they never got to an understanding in life that letting go is allowing yourself to ascend to a higher being, a higher mind, a higher heart, higher energy, higher vibration. People don't understand that when you start to hold on to things, it's weight, and it's just going to drop you lower and lower, and it's going to dig you deeper and deeper. And you see those from a lot of world champions who are defeated, and never gotten back. I mean, I've been defeated so many times, I reinvented so many times. And then I get that one big defeat where I tried hard, and then I started to realize, I'm like, oh, wait, I don't need to try too hard. I just got to put everything that I know and trust in it. That's why now people say, aren't you nervous? I'm like, I don't think about the fight until I get to the fight. Because I already trust my body to do what it's gonna do in training, to do what it's gonna do inside that ring. So I don't have to think about anything else. All I know is allowing my body to be, meaning that I've let go of all the thoughts, meaning the thoughts don't exist anymore because I don't think about it no more.
Yeah,
All I know is that I'm gonna trust what I need to do when I'm inside the ring. That's it. You know, thoughts don't exist except that unless you pull it out in there and you entertain the thoughts, and I'm like, oh shoot, I'm nervous now.
Yeah, I mean,
don't exist.
And when you have that preparation, when you prepare, you know, the way that you were supposed to prepare, then everything comes second nature. You know, everything is clicking.
But see, people can prepare 100%, and I used to prepare 100%. But when thoughts is always playing in your mind and you're not allowing it to let go, it can be the detriment in performing, because now there's nervousness. Now there's thoughts of, I might get hit. What if I get hit? The what if comes into the play. You know, is because you're allowing these thoughts to kind of, you know, enable, you know, to be assimilated in your body. And when you start to think of something, then your body reacts to it, and then your reaction comes into your action.
Facts.
You know, and it leads to one thing and another, like a domino effect. But if the root of thoughts was never assimilated, then it doesn't exist, because it's not in your body, it's not in your mind. You know, all I know is that when I go in there, I trust what my body that I train for. It's a muscle memory, you know.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. You dropping gems after gems after gems.
And this is the thing too, that I used to, you know, again, when we do a lot of stuff, man, we tell a story. Mm-hmm. When we do a lot of stuff, we tell stories of why we do the things that we do. You know, like, man, I'm getting tired because, you know, when you're telling yourself you're tired, you're telling, and this is one thing too, and I'm going back into different kind of things now. I'm just all over the place with this, because what you tell yourself becomes who you are, you know, going back into it. But and everything aspect of all of that, you know, I mean, it's what you tell yourself ultimately, mm-hmm. you know, from I guess what would I say? If I'm telling myself I'm old, I'm gonna move out there like an old man.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm, you know, and that's a choice to believe in it, right? And I think this is why for such a long time, people started to believe in religion and in all this other aspect, in spirituality, and all this other aspect, is because of the fact that faith and belief is such a powerful thing, because it makes us do things and what they call a miracle.
Yeah.
The placebo effects. That's the power of beliefs. Now, when you start to get to a mindset of continuously believing in your thoughts, in your subconscious, then you start to implant that mindset to just be part of you. And what you say becomes who you are. You know, and I think that it's a journey of life. It's a journey of life. And you got to get there. You know, you don't just go in the first day like, I believe in myself.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't gonna work, because you never put the time, you never put the effort, you never put the emotion. See, that's one thing that people don't understand. In order for us to be imprinting the skills, you have to put the emotion in all aspect of the things that we say.
Yeah.
And that's where we come into powerful beings.
Yeah, I'm a damn spiritual enlightenment. I always be like, God first, everything second. You know, try to put God first in my life. You know, making decisions like that. Taylor Bell said, "Yo, Punch, did you say if he fighting, you know, with the monster again?" Hey, he said he must be undisputed. Tell him
this year. That's my manifestation. That is me in my. If you see my my vision board, it's me with all the belts. You know, and me raising my hand, and that's gonna be it. And the undisputed champion of the world, Nonito, the Filipino Flash, undisputed champion of the world.
That's what I'm talking about. Fight fan, good looking out, fight fan. Appreciate that, my brother. Man, you feel hype right now. Look like you about.
I am, but it's the passion, baby. It's the passion. I'm ready to go.
You know, you listening to this?
That's right.
Or something, but you
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. No, that's just, you know, that's just the beauty of it all, man. You know, we are creator of our lives, man. we are the creator of our path. But in order for us to create the path that we want, we have to believe in it.
Yes. Yes.
You know.
Hey, one of the legends have retired also. Manny Pacquiao, another Filipino warrior. Last time he won the title was 39 years old versus Keith Thurman.
There you go.
Is it a coincidence? What do you feel about your fellow Filipino warrior and briefly, because of course everybody already asked you this and they're gonna keep on asking you this, but briefly, what you feel about Manny Pacquiao and how Manny Pacquiao's career has motivated yours?
Man, he's motivated me a lot, inspired me, because when I turned pro, no one wanted to sign me because I was Filipino. During that time, people would always say Filipinos can't crack an egg, you know, Filipinos this, Filipinos that, we don't want to sign them, you know. And then Pacquiao came in the picture and started taking over the world, you know. And I was then I started seeing, you know, started going my way. And you know, I was definitely inspired by the things that he did, you know. It's because when he did something, he did it, you know. He had all his heart into it, you know. A lot of people would say from the first time you see him, they're like, he's not that skillful or whatever, you know. But then he shows up one after another, fight after fight, and became the legend, you know. One of the best fighter of all time, you know. So that's an inspiration for myself, you know. And I think that he made the right decision to retire, because there's just so many aspect in his body that wasn't complying anymore from the way he was training, you know. He's always trained hard, you know. For me, I've always trained hard, but I had to change the way I was training because of how my body worked. And sometimes people can't discern that because they're always into one thing, and that is doing the same thing over and over and over. But sometimes, you know, you break your body into pieces by doing the same thing over and over when you can't listen to it.
Facts. Don't need to check out Rapstar Boxing Knowledge. You got a YouTube channel. It's a good YouTube channel. And he asks, what made him get into boxing?
I don't know, man. I mean, hardship. You know, his hard. You know, growing up, we grew up in the same city in the Philippines. You know, and he you know, I remember being told by one of his guy, Boo Boy, you know, because they both went together. He wanted to go to Manila because in the province there's really no opportunity, so they wanted to go to Manila, and so he went with Pacquiao to Manila, and you know, and started his career, you know, started boxing and all that stuff in there. And you know, it was just another way, because in the Philippines it's very hard, it's very difficult, because there's not jobs that's available for you. You know, I mean, there's so many college students who graduate college and don't get jobs, you know. Jobs is very, very, very difficult to acquire. And so for him, boxing was the only thing for him to, you know, and he was very passionate when it comes down to it too. I mean, he's done it, you know, when he was like 14, you know, started like fighting, you know, all over the place. So, you know, I don't know too much about his life story, but I know for sure it was done through poverty. And
well, maybe I think maybe the question was to you. What made him? Maybe you. What made you start boxing?
Oh, okay. Me.
You was giving us his story, and don't worry, we like.
I know. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, because we're talking about Pacquiao, and when I read him, I'm like, okay, so he's referring to Pacquiao. Okay, come on, man. Hey, okay, honest mistake. So for me, I got into it. My brother was boxing before I did. I mean, he, you know, it's so funny because I always thought I was a scaredy cat, because I was always nervous. I was bullied. I was made fun of. I was all that stuff. That when my father said, "Do you want to box?" I said, "Hell no," you know. But when my brother started winning, the attention that my brother had, you know, and so I was like, you know what, Pops, let me try. Because I was doing it for my dad, you know. I wanted that attention. And of course, when you're 10, 11 years old, you want your father to be proud of you, you know. So for me, I did that. That's how I got into boxing, because, you know, I wanted my dad to be proud of me. I wanted him to see me, that I was good as my brother was, you know. So yeah, that's how I got into it.
Hey,
the rest was history.
Well, hey, one of the greatest of all times, Mike Tyson, you know, he was bullied as well. And now you say bully, you know, I had a show talking about fighters as bully and what it could, you know, what bully does to a person. we're just talking about life in general, you know. Do you carry that bully mentality? Do the little Nonito Donaire that got bullied, is he still in you?
I think so. This is why I think I'm so humble with a lot of things in my life, because you know that person was always just like, I don't need to fight. That's why I started to learn to myself that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. You know, that was like every time I get bullied, I just keep telling myself that over and over. You know, words can hurt me, words can hurt me, words can hurt me. You know, but part of me is still there. You know, but now into gratitude. I'm more into gratitude now. That person has gotten beyond the person, you know, who doesn't want to stand up for himself. Now I've grown up to be grateful. Like each day I'm always grateful, you know, for you know, and I'm teaching my kids every day, even in meditation. We used to do it every day before going to school. We would meditate in gratitude, you know. And for me, that little boy or that little person is still there, and this is why I can be grateful, because man, I'm finally out of the darkness. You know, I'm into the light now. Now that I'm into the light, now I'm thankful about life. You know, but then you get the guy inside the ring who's just mean. He's just mean.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he doesn't see anything. He's just more of like, for me inside the ring, I don't see no emotion. You know, I just go out there and just kind of like a robot. There's no emotion in my heart until the fight is done. That's it. You know, I just go out there, focus on the game plan, hurting this dude. You know, there's just no emotion.
So fighters is naturally bipolar. It's like this,
maybe multiple. No,
right?
Naturally, you have to learn to switch it off, because even for a long time, when me and my wife, we used to fight after the fight, because especially if it's an early fight, that person's still there, and I'm just mean. You know, me and her used to go butt heads like crazy. You know, and then until I get to calm down, then I get to a positive. But it takes about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You know,
it's almost like an actor. When an actor, he says, you know, when he's studying for a role for months and months,
you got to embody.
Yeah, and then he's shooting that role, and then it takes months to leave that character he was playing.
Yeah.
You know? So it becomes
part of your body. It becomes part of your system. You know, there's a message that you're telling your brain to be. You know, and it's giving that reaction to your body. You know, so I mean, it doesn't help that I'm eating all kinds of crap after the fight. You know, and it's sending a different signal from my gut to my brain, and I'm reacting accordingly. I mean, everything that we do, from the things that we eat, from the things that training and all that stuff, all affects the way we think. You know, people think that the way you think is just thinking about it and reading the books and being happy about stuff. No, it all comes down to how you eat the right way. You know, because it's creating those signals to your brain that's creating hormones for you to react differently. You know, all the things that we do has a correlation to why we are the way we are.
Do you think that also not including with your heart and determination and grit and preparation, but do you think that is now, because you can perform at a high level at your age, is that now technology has helped to also be educated on your body? You know, what food, like before people, I want to lose weight, but now people know exactly what food is healthy for you. This food may retain a lot of water and things of that nature, that you would think, oh, I'm eating healthy, I'm eating good cabbage, but that cabbage makes you, you know, that 2 pounds, that cabbage that you think is healthy still stays in your body, you know? So now you're more educated about your body now because of technology. Do you think that now it's also the reason why you still at a high level performing, because of technology and examining
100%. Now let me go back a couple years. When I started doing this stuff, we used to take this blood test, and it tells us the food intolerance, meaning that the food that we are intolerable to, that bloats us or that inflames us. You know, for me it was rice, and I'm Filipino. I love rice. I'm rice. Not supposed to be eating rice. You know, so you know, and then for me it was, you know, the things that doesn't bloat me, the food that success is great for my body was meat and all kinds of meat, poultry, fish, you name it, all kinds of animal product. Anything vegetable was my body would fight it, would be inflamed. You know, except for like spinach and green leafy vegetables. But anything else from potatoes to to corn, to rice, to peas, I would bloat up, you know. But knowing that those food was a detriment to my health, to my body, you know, then I started to go and utilize all of that stuff, you know. And this is why I could perform better. This is why my body hasn't aged as much as other people's have, you know. But one thing is a but, because every time, this is the thing of the human mind, we know what to do, but we never do what we should do.
Facts.
Right? You know, and that's the thing, is you got to be able to understand it. Now, this is why I said when they interviewed me about choice day, is because sometimes, you know, there's so many things, you know, like when they said something about, do you have cheat days? I don't have cheat days, because I make the choice. I don't just cheat, you know. I take the words out of the cheat and say, it's my choice. It's my choice to eat. Like sometimes, like yesterday, you know what? I want to eat rice. I know rice is gonna make me fart and all this other stuff and gets me bloated and stuff like that. But I want rice today, and I did. You know, my wife wasn't happy when she was there, because I was all over the place, you know. But but I made that choice. But knowing to take action on the choice that we make, we start to own our decision, which we have all our lives. It's just that we are always taking the accountability in situation, right? In what we were told, what we should do, compared to what I need to do, you know. And that's why we know what to do, but we just don't do it, you know. And that's, we may have all the knowledge in the world, the technology in the world, to make us see what we should eat and what we should not eat, but it takes a person to really do and follow through what is important to them.
Facts. What would you like to tell the fans, you know, what would you want the fans to understand about the fighters when it's time to negotiate certain fights? Like when the fans is like, come on, we want to see Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. Come on, cross the street. Why is the fight is not happening? What is?
Well, it is very difficult. It's very difficult, because my mindset is about me, right? And their mindset is about them. You know, they want to see the fight. They don't really care what's going on. But in my part, if I have to speak about it, but things happen for a reason. You know, things happen for a reason that is beyond people's ability to comprehend, because they're not in the negotiation. You know, there's so many things behind it. It could be drug testing. It could be the money that they had promised and they didn't go through with it, you know, or they gave you a little bit of time. Instead of giving you 2 months, they give you 5 weeks or 4 weeks, right? There's a lot of things that goes on beyond that. You know, it's not just what people see is happening. +5 extension, I guess, from you know. If you sign this fight, then people, this is what happens, is that sometimes people don't have the choice for it. You know, sometimes, you know,
take it or leave it deal.
Like, for instance, I have to sign it because of the fact that you know, they forced me to do it, because I got really no choice because of the contract that I signed. And sometimes I don't really want to do that anymore, you know. And that's why sometimes you'll see fighters just disappear out of nowhere, you know. So it's stuff like that, man. It's stuff like that. There's just so many things beyond what people are comprehending. And I think that, you know, as a fighter, it's just to respect how the things work, you know. I mean, of course, there's fighters out there that are just greedy, you know. But you know, it's still their lives going into that ring, you know, and they want to make as much as possible. You know, some people are into that, but you know, I guess if I have to sum it up, it's just be understandable of the situation. I know you want the entertainment, you know, but sometimes, you know, we are working. It's kind of like you go to work and you're not being treated fair, and you want something else, you know, and then you go on strike. You know, people are like, why are they going on strike? They're stupid, blah, 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 blah. But they don't understand what kind of mindset you have. You know, they don't understand what you're going through. They're just going to look at you and like, oh, man, these guys are so ungrateful for doing strike, and they got work while other people don't have work. You know, there's so many things that go beyond that. That's the same thing of why fighters fight or fights fall through.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just being respectful of it all. I mean, but you know, it's easier to said, you know, than done. You know, everybody has their own agenda. Everyone has their own ways and desire and stuff like that.
It's like I was saying. It was like I was saying before. It's like they want fighters to be humble, but the fans don't want to be humble in understanding situations. Right?
They want what they want.
Right? But it's like you know, us in American sports, right? I think we're more educated about the business of basketball, free agency, draft, 10-day contracts. In football, we understand it, but in boxing, we don't know what's going on. So this
It's
is
the
why
wild, wild west, man. Boxing is the wild, wild west.
that's it's the wild, wild west, a gangster's playground. And I think that everybody has become massive conspiracy theorists. You know, that's
From everything. Right? I mean, why not? You know, everybody's like going good. Why not? Everybody's talking about the aliens. You know, I want to talk about something else.
How many tweets if you're on Twitter? How many tweets and how many comments you be reading? And you're like, yo, these people don't know nothing.
Yeah, a lot. Oh, like they say, oh, he's scared or this. I'm like, oh God, yeah, I'm scared. You know, I've been fighting for 21 years. I fought everybody champion for 11 or 12 world champion straight back to back, and I am scared. Oh, definitely I'm scared. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's funny to me. It's just funny to me because again, people are gonna say what they're gonna say. You know, there's a lack of knowledge that people don't clarify. That's the thing. The detriment of the free will is that, you know, when you have a will to learn, you also have a will to clarify things. You know, if there's a word that's coming out and you're just going out there and spreading the words without the clarity of it all, it becomes, what we are as human beings. What we are as human beings is we're very tribal. We like to be in tribes. Yep. You know, that's why there's such mass everything. We believe in everything. And then there's other people in their group and this group and this group. You know, we like to be in the group, you know, but we have to be responsible in spreading news or words that are not facts, you know, because it kills, not only that, it kills the person's personality. What's the word? You know, the person's what's the word? I can't find the word right now. You know, his the person that he is. You know, it ruins the person that he is. You know,
be honest. Is any comment from any fan or any media personnel that really got you? Like, is any comment that you probably took it into?
I think somebody said that I was a beta alpha.
Beta they use a beta male.
a beta male. There you go. That's it. I think so. I think something like that. No. You know, when you start to yeah, that's right, baby. You know, no, but to be honest with you, there are things that just get me is when people start talking like they know me. You know, like say, oh, he's just this, he's blah blah blah, and then they put my family into it. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm the type of person that, because of my spirituality and because of the way I think now, I let a lot of things go. And like I told you, growing up, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. That was something that I've always replayed. And now that I've gotten to a point in spirituality, like I don't really feel like the words that they say is because that's their perspective, and I respect that perspective. You know, that's why, like with me, that's why I don't get offended as much as you know. And this is my honest opinion. Like people, there's a lot of people will speak of a lot of things about me, but that's just their perspective of me. I can't, you know, unless they talk to me, unless they have a conversation with me, then they'll get to know me and who I am and all that stuff, you know. But aside from that, you know, everyone has their own perspective. Everyone has their own ways of looking at things. The human mind is this: when we don't have an answer, we're gonna fill it up ourselves.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but that's it. You know, that's just it. And that's why for me, I don't really get into all of that stuff, man. I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with what I do. You know, and again, this is just part of one of my personalities. Yeah. You know, so I mean, you know,
I like the way that you emphasize family, even when you're at the top of that knockout, when you won the fight, but you still you ain't even looking for your belt. You're looking for your sons. Come on, get in the ring. Yeah. Like it seems like you all past that. Like you all I am the champion, but it's my family. I want my family to enjoy the height of my success at the moment, and that was cool. That was cool the way that
you know, one thing too that I'm teaching a lot of my kids is, you know, because like I'm a reactive person. I used to yell a lot. You know, that's how I grew up. I get yelled at all the time growing up. You know, and I started to yell up, and then just somehow, some way, I just realized that I'm not teaching them, and you know, I just started to came up. I mean, I read a couple books here and there about why I yell and all that. You know, and I started to realize that it's my fear of how my kids are gonna grow up, and so I nip them in the bud before I feel that they can become that person. You know, and what happens is I start yelling instead, and now. We don't yell in the house anymore because I learned that, you know, I'm gonna let you do you. I'm gonna make you your own mistake. I'm gonna support you, but I'm not gonna yell at you for dropping and breaking a glass on the floor or something. You know, it was an accident. That's fine. You know, you know, before for a little thing, you know, we just kind of grow inside, and that's why for me, family is such a big importance of my life, is because it makes me whole as a person. You know, it makes me be humble to learn from my kids. You know, and sometimes as parents we think we know, you know, we know our you know, we know who we are and we should be followed all the way through. When if we really look at growing up, our parents were always the one. If we had parents, our parents were always the one that was always growing, and we always see them growing. But you know, it's the craziest thing, you know. But I'm seeing that as with my kids now, because I want to be good to them. I want to be better. You know?
We forget about that. That even with our parents, when we was young, they're growing too as young adults. Like my parents they got married at high school, so it's like they was, when I was young, they in the 20, 21. You know, after I'm 3 years old, they're 20. It's like, yo, they're growing too, and they made mistakes. But then when you old, then I got my own family, and I'm like, damn. They actually did pretty good with what they had, you know. How they
exactly. That's why, like for me, I used to, you know, and the difference between my brother and I, my brother was good. My brother was good, you know, but he just let circumstances dictate his path. You know, I mean, I never, you know, when we, you know, when I mean, he just made excuses for everything, you know, and I just lost my train of thoughts here for a minute because I saw this, and you know, epoxy magic, man. Jose Lazaro, that's a long time ago, man. That's insane.
Good
That
looking
is
out.
insane.
He said we've been watching Donaire since he fought Jose Lazaro. Donaire, the ups and downs he stuck with. And now he gives us
epoxy magic, brother. Thank you, man. That means a lot to me, man. You know, Jose Lazaro, you know, that's a very long time ago. you know, I wouldn't even remember if you had told me until I read it myself, you know. But yeah, I was like, who is Jose Lazaro? I'm like, oh shit, I know who that guy is. I fought him. You know.
Good looking out on Magic. Man, you've been fighting for a long time. That man, you forget the people that you fought.
I know. I got too many there, you know. But man, yeah.
Who you knock out?
It's so funny, man. Because like some guys, you know, like, hey man, I sparred you. I'm like, you for which fight? You know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like
you break.
Yeah, no, I was like, dude, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You know, I was just, you know, trying to play it off and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That's what I remember, man. I appreciate it, bro. You know?
The guy, good looking out, great live. Yes, man. Shout out to the champ, 4 Division War champion. Yeah, you know, he said your first fight. Yep.
That's right, man. You know, at Hollywood Park Casino, you know, that's my first fight. The first fight, the Hollywood Park Casino. That's crazy.
Yeah, right. So he's from London. So he says, what you think about our Carl Frampton retirement?
You know, every man has their own time. You know, it's really a matter of where you're at mentally, because sometimes it can be really tiring. You know, if you're not enjoying it anymore, you know, you have to respect the fact that, you know, me and Carl, we're really good friends. After our fights, you know, it made me realize that weight was just too big for me. But, you know, we had dinner after that or lunch after that. And we text here and there as well. But, you know, Carl Frantz is a great guy. you know, a great fighter from out there in Ireland.
Yes.
You know, from Belfast. And the guy from Belfast has just been amazing. I mean, they're one of the biggest. Everybody knew boxing out there when I was there. Everybody knew boxing, but you know, Carl. I think Carl's his retirement is just the right time for him. You know, when people start to, you know, because he has his family, you know, that's telling him this and all of that stuff. I mean, you just gotta somehow, some way make that decision for yourself. For me, my wife supports me. I'm still there. I'm still enjoying my moments, you know. And there's gonna be time that, you know what, I'm just like, you know what, I feel like I just can't do this no more. I'm done, you know. But I want to do it for the longest time.
Yeah, see, you're not even talking. You're not even talking close every time. You hype. See, I remember Carl Frampton, and he was talking about retirement. That if he wins, I'm like, okay, he's gonna
Right.
lose. I already thought he was gonna lose. Once
Yeah.
that retirement
Yeah.
sets in, I'm like, nah.
Yeah. I'm saying hell to the no, to the
Yeah.
no, you know, hell to the no.
Once that set in, would you know as a fighter? You know, do your wife could look at you and then she could tell you, I think, honey, I think you're done.
100%. She can look at me and she knows everything, the way I think, the way I feel. You know, you know, we've just created that bond where I'm always been honest with how I am, from physical to the mental, you know, and when I'm done, she'll definitely tell me. And I would know it myself too. You know, I promise her that I'm always gonna be honest to myself, you know.
Yeah, man. And I think that got to be honesty in both ways, because the trainer could just know so much. The fighter has to tell also the trainer really what you're 100% mentally, physically, was on your thoughts. So then they could train you. So they could, you know, a lot of
Well,
trainers.
the thing about my wife too is she fought herself. She fought all her life. She was 8 years old, you know, with Taekwondo. You know, excuse me. You know, she's been through so many fights, and she know exactly how a mentally defeated man or a mentally exhausted man will think, or a mentally exhausted fighter will think. You know, it's just the desire dissipate from people's eyes. You just don't feel it. You just don't see it anymore. You know, and the moment that you don't see that is the moment that you should get the hell out, because you'll just get hurt.
Yeah, man. That's good that you got that. I think every fighter should have that corner that believes in them and could tell them the truth in their face. You know, there's a lot of yes men around.
A lot.
Yes men.
A lot. And that's the unfortunate thing, is when you get success, they pop out of nowhere, and it's your character that tells them to get the hell out. You know, to you know, this is not the ship to be jumping in. You know.
So how are you? Because you cool with your opponents. You know, I saw you after the Nonito Donaire fight. I mean, after the Uwe fight. You was I think y'all took pictures together in the hotel after the day after.
So the day before, I promised my kids that that, you know, I'm gonna bring the belt. I mean, I'm gonna bring the trophy. I'm gonna give it to them.
The Muhammad Ali trophy.
Yes. And you know, and unfortunately I wasn't able to win that night. And so I went to his locker room and I asked him, like, hey, listen, I promised my kids I'm gonna, you know, show them the trophy. It doesn't belong to me, but I'm asking if I can bring it to me today, and I'll give it to you tomorrow whenever we see each other, whatever. And so, you know, it's like, yeah, whatever you need. He was very polite. He was very nice, you know, nice kid. You know, and so I brought it home and I told my kids, I was like, listen, Papa wasn't lying, but he didn't follow through with his words. He didn't, you know, he wasn't able to win the fight, but he tried his best, you know, and I promised you guys I was going to bring this trophy. So I brought this trophy, but I have to return it to Mr. Inoue, you know. And then my oldest started bawling, you know. He started bawling. Why, you know, why, Papa? Why did you lose to him? You know, because like I was the guy that was undefeated in his eyes.
Yeah, superhero. You know,
I was a superhero.
Immortal.
Yes, exactly. You know, and so, you know, and I told him, in times, you know, we face sometimes somebody's better than us in moments. Doesn't mean that they are better than us. You know, it's just at this time he was better than me. You know, in life, you know, we are confident to get something, and sometimes life hits us and we don't get it, and that's okay. We just work harder than that. And I think that was one of my inspiration of why I got back into the gym right off the bat and got to this level again, is because, you know, I want my kids to know that I tried hard, you know, that I don't just sit. And when I fall, I don't just stay there. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna get better. And I told them I'm better now, you know. And I just, you know, I always want to show my kids of the story of life, that there's an up and there is a down, you know. There's darkness, is light, you know. And in doing so, it's realizing it and moving on from it, and getting better and learning from it, you know. And that's pretty much what I've shown them. You know, in the last fight, my eldest was like, "Papa, why don't we ever get to see you fight?" You know, because I was like, well, I mean, if this is, you know, the time came, you know. I was like, okay, if y'all want to see me fight, then you guys could see me fight. And so that's why they were there. Yeah. You know, when they were young, I used to bring them around, but then it came to a point where they were just all over the place. And, you know, I said, you know what, just calm down. Until this time, this fight, the last fight, where my eldest was like, Papa, why don't we go to your fight? And so I brought them, you know, and then they're going to be happy from here on now.
They saw the immortal. They saw the immortal. They saw the superhero.
So, you know, but, you know, and I want them to understand that, you know, I mean, they see me train, and I train hard, you know, but now they see that in my efforts, you know, in victories to defeat or whatever it may come, it's part of the story of our lives, you know. And whatever it may be, I know what they see in me is that I'm always striving for betterness, to better myself. I mean, they see me not yelling at them anymore, you know, and instead giving them hugs, you know. So they're looking at me and they're like, okay, my dad's learning, you know. My dad's trying, you know. And I always tell my kids, like, Papa, I'm trying. I'm like, no, we don't try, we do it, you know. Because I always tell them, like, I'm doing this, buddy, I'm doing this, you know. And then, you know, and that's it. The simple words we shift and create, you know, is a big factor of how our mind can relate, you know, or can be pushed, you know.
But, you know, it's funny because it's yes, it's like, yeah, you was talking about your kid, and they may see you like as immortal. Guess what? A lot of the boxing world saw one guy as a monster. While you got humbled, or you could say humbled by the loss, you humble the whole world that this guy's not a monster. It's like Rocky 4. He's not a machine. He's a man. He's not a monster. He's a man.
Yes, that's right.
Right. That's right. Even in that defeat, he suffered over the bone that he probably could have ended a career. Yep. So sometimes not even about winning or losing, but it's how you win and how you lose. Like, you may take the L, but he got in a position where he could have lost his career because of his eye.
Right.
So
it's definitely, I'm still in his mind. I think I believe that.
Oh yeah.
I believe that. And this is why he wants to face me, and I want to face him, because he wants that boogeyman in his head out. You know. And then for me, it you know, it's just me being the way I was, you know, the way I am now, you know, coming back into it even stronger with so many with all my experience into it. And I 100% believe in my mind that I'm gonna beat him the next time.
What would you do different, if you could say? Now, don't give all the strategy, but what would you do different?
Huh? There's a lot of things I'm doing, but one thing that's different coming into it is the game plan.
All right.
That's something that I didn't go into this fight with a game plan. Now with this fight, it's going to be with an amazing game plan.
All right, so Rachel, you got a Twitter DM, and be like, hey, yo, this is the game plan punch. You know?
Yeah. And I'll tell you guys the odds, okay? Because the last 2 fights, she's won a lot of money. Okay. A lot of money.
See, I don't even bet on boxing.
I don't bet. They do. They never tell me because I don't bet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I tell them, if you guys are bet, don't tell me. I don't care, you know?
No wonder she had that smile in the face right after the fight. You know, you won and she was
3-1. Okay, on the Obali fight, it was 3-1, and she put a lot of money in it. So, you know, I guess we either go broke or we go rich. You know, just don't tell me. Just don't tell me.
All right. What is the other than your fights? What are the biggest fights? What are the biggest fights that you're looking forward to in boxing, other than your own fight?
Well, you know, man, I mean, I want to see a Crawford and Spence fight.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a good fight. I mean, right now I'm one thing I'm big biased on is my boy Jesse Vargas is fighting Liam Smith. I'm gonna be the head trainer for that fight. So
yeah,
you know, yeah. I've been training, I think, with Jesse. So
wow. So this is your debut, or you done it before?
Is my debut. Is my debut. You know, I've helped out here and there, but I've never been on the corner. You know, I've helped a lot of people up. You know, but this is the first time that I'm actually gonna be speaking in the corner as the head trainer for the fight.
That's what's up. No need to do
man.
Trainer, man.
Dude. Yeah, and of course my wife is gonna be. You know, she's the head and she's the strength and conditioning for Jesse as well as mine and all the fighters that work with us. You know, so we are very, very confident that Jesse's gonna be 100% so much stronger. He's gonna have no need don't air left hook.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. And you running for office too?
He is running for office, man. You running
against him?
No, I'm with him, man. I always run with my boys, man. You know, it's good. He's very focused and he doesn't let any of that stuff, you know, get in the way. But he is very focused also in what he does, as you know, in his fight for you know, in running for office. You know, he wants to do it. He wants to help all the minorities and all the people that are in need in terms of having a voice for them. Man, I'm starting to talk like I'm a politician,
right? Like, watch him, Manny Pacquiao.
I ain't never on politics, man. I can't. My wife's gonna kill me because she handles all of it in the first place.
Senator Nonito Donet sounds good to me. You know, Manny Pacquiao president.
I can't. It doesn't ring good for me, man. It doesn't ring good. I can't hear it. All I hear is Nonito Donet. I don't hear nothing else.
So of course that's the fight. You know. I don't want to keep you too long. I'm blessed. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to a legend like yourself. Casimero. If it's 100%, not,
man. If he has my belt, I'm taking it. That's it.
All right.
That's it.
How you like about his performance versus Rigondeaux?
I don't know if anybody really like that, you know.
I didn't. Look, I like Rigondeaux's skills and talent, you know, and I try not to be that type of fan that. But I said I don't want to see that guy on national TV. It was. I'm sorry, man, but it was. It felt like he was just two pot shot and two running. I didn't like that. I like no. Maybe I had drinks in the system, but anyway. But I just
well, you know, everybody like I said, you know, people are always gonna be like their own perspective, right? And all of that stuff. Like when people think that he's running away from Casemiro and stuff like this, or whatever it is, or the fight didn't happen. You know, people are always gonna look at it differently, right? When there's so much more behind it, you know. But for him, in the way he does stuff, I mean, it's not a fan-friendly fight, you know, and it doesn't help the boxing world, you know. And
I don't want to see that fight. No.
But I mean, the guy, you know, got the best out of me in the decision against my fight, you know. But the thing is, it's you know, the sport is a sport. You know, and there's gonna be pure boxing guys that loves that stuff, and that's okay, you know. But yeah, with the whole thing is going back into Casemiro stuff, you know, we want to make that fight happen. We tried to make that fight happen, you know, except that when we did, again, going back into the live, when we faced off, you know, for the live, they never got the contract that, you know, I signed my contract. They never did get their contract because, you know, the issue that they have with Sean Gibbons and stuff like that. He even came out and said that they have issues together and all that stuff. And this is why they never got to sign the contract, because they never seen it.
And now you got the 2 knockout streak, and it seems like you're just more comfortable after your loss. They should have got you before that. Now you like a well-oiled machine, Casimero. Y'all waiting too long.
Yeah, you got the momentum, man. When the momentum is going, it's hard to stop, man. Can't stop, won't stop.
The invincibility creeps in, and then you want that. Because you've been in there before. How does it? Yeah, like I tell people that Canelo Alvarez, he's in that Black Mamba Jordan aura right now. Like ain't nobody could beat him. And you've been in that situation. Like ain't nobody faster than me. Ain't nobody quicker than me. Ain't nobody could see me. Ain't nobody could crack harder than me. How is that? Like
that's how I'm feeling right now. That's how I'm feeling right now, and that's why when you say the monster, call me the a monster hunter, because I'm gonna be hunting monster in that day.
Say when you look at the monster, you know what, you're just looking at Elmo right now. You look at the puppet world. You're looking at the Muppets. You're looking at the Muppets right now.
You know, it's that, but that's just it, man. You know, when the momentum sets in, when the confidence gets in, and you start to manifest within your body, within your spirit. I mean, that's when Pacquiao was that person. I mean, he just ran through everybody, and I feel that that's I'm in that level right now where I'm untouchable when it comes down to it.
Yeah, and it's believing, and it's like you proving it in the ring. It's not like you're. I don't take it like a person, like you know how every fighter say, "Oh, I'm in the best shape of my life. This is the best training camp of my career." You know, but when I hear you say it, I'm like, "Yeah, no, he's serious. No, he's."
I mean, I got a lot of options though, you know. And again, going back into it, and I got the 115, and even going back to 122. You know, I got a lot of options to you know, if anything ever doesn't somehow materialize. I mean, there's a lot of options. You know, again with Estrada and Chocolatito, and then again 122 with Fulton, you know, and all those guys.
I like Kazuto Yoka too. I'm a fan of Kazuto Yoka. Kazuto Yoka.
Yoka is good too. You know, he's one of those guys that just kind of like me. You know, just coming from the grave and rising. You know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you know. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of options out there, man. There's a lot of things that is a possibility for me. You know, because I can go up in weight, I can go down in weight, and I'm just blessed with this amazing physical body that allows me to do so without having a big problem, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
now I was just thinking about when I was in Manny Pacquiao, and you know, and Casimero's team was there, and I did the video, and I'm like, "Hey, you better cheat Rachel right. Everything's gonna be good. You're gonna cheat right."
Hey, they came and challenged her in the first place. You know, it's like you can't play the fight. I challenge you, and guess what? Boom!
Yo, that was the gangster. No need to do. I said you went gangster on him. Damn.
Hey, you know, like I said, man, we've been in the game for too long, man. We ain't got time to play. You know, you want to make the fight happen? Let's make the fight happen. That's it. You know, let's do it. You can talk all your shit. I don't give a fuck. Excuse me. I don't.
Don't worry, man. It's YouTube, baby.
Yeah, I just, you know, I start to embody the boxing scene, you know, the boxing guy, the boxing persona that, you know, I just, you know, I get this person, you know, and so pardon my French.
Don't worry, we speak French, right?
yeah, we do speak good French.
I remember when I saw that, yo, and that was over here. I remember that's like 3 o'clock in the morning in New York, right? And that was live. And I'm like, and I'm screen recording. I'll say, oh shit. Y'all don't need to know that. Man, he's going gangster on these guys right now. You know, I can't wait to do the video on
this. No, but I mean, you know, it's with me, I'm pretty chill. I'm pretty happy. I'm a very happy person. I'm a really, really happy person. I respect everybody, even if they don't go my way, or they don't see me in that level or in that way. and or we call it the haters and stuff like that. That's I don't mind, you know, that's people's opinion, that's people's perspective, and we all have that, and that's what makes us a human being, is we have our choice to like or not, you know. And so that's why I don't take it as that. But when I do embody this fighter, man, he don't give a nothing over nothing, you know. He's just going out there and just fight, you know. So when that person comes in there, it's just like one mind. I'm just gonna hurt you. That's it.
Yeah. And hey, that don't need to donate. He sells too, man.
Well, the thing is, the thing is, the mindset that I do when I'm in there is like, you either take me out, or I'm, you know, it's like, I don't want to make it boring, because I have a goal, and that is to take you out. Like when I win a decision, it's a cool, but I prefer knockout? 100%.
Yeah. What's the and like, again, like I said, I like the way that you drew the line. A man's man understood everything. When it comes to boxing, yeah, even I was like, come on, no need to, man.
Yeah,
it's just a part of
time will tell. Though. See, that's the thing, is that I don't look at it from what it is now, because I know at any moment in time it can happen.
Yeah.
You know, because my goal in itself is, I'm going to take that belt. I'm going to take all those belts, you know, and I'm going to make you realize where you're at compared to where I am, you know, and that's why I don't, you know, I set the stone to however I want things to be, not because I'm an a-hole about it, but because I'm making a statement, like you're trying to make a statement, you know, but my words are bigger than yours, you know, and that's how it's going to be. You know, I put my time, I did my due diligence to get to where I'm at, where my voice matters, you know, and there's not going to be any question about it, you know. I mean, all these guys they're just a joke when it comes down to, I mean, they're challenging my wife, calling my wife this, calling, you know, I was like, calling my wife to fight you and stuff like that. And I mean, it's weird to me, man. You know, it's like, for me, I don't get into it. Like, if it was just me, you can talk all you smack, but me as a man, I'm going to protect my wife. You talk smack about my wife, I'm going to be right in your face, you know? And I keep telling them, it's like, you can talk all you want, but please do say it in my face.
Yeah.
You know, you know. So, but this is me. I'm very old school when it comes down to a lot of the things. You know, I don't talk, I just do it.
You should have spoke to Shane Mosley when what's his name? Ricardo Mayorga. Remember he smacked Shane Mosley wife in the ass. Remember that promotion?
Yeah, his girlfriend. It was his girlfriend.
Oh,
yeah.
His girlfriend. I'm like that promotion right there. Like, you sold your soul. That's that.
Yeah, no.
That's like, you got to go that far to sell a fight.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's just, it's not, you know, I can't even speak of a word, man. I just,
that's like, you're selling, like you sold your girlfriend to the
one thing that you'll ever get with me is, I will never, ever, not for money, not for fame, not for anything, ever compromise my integrity. You'll see it 100%.
I like that.
That's my character. I will never, ever, ever sell my integrity or compromise my integrity of what I believe. Thank y'all, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man. That left hook, bro. You know, maybe I'll put a video on here one of these days in how to throw the left hook properly with power.
Yeah, turn the knuckle. I had that issue too. I never like to use the turn sometimes. Turn that knuckle.
So okay, let me tell you the turn, right? So you see a lot of the guys like Triple G, right? He turns, right? He turns.
Yeah. I like that.
You get a guy like Oscar who throws his like an uppercut hook, right? It's an angle, right? It's an angle. So boom, he does that, and then Canelo does the same thing. You know, he the thing is, when you use this, right, like this, instead of turning it. Now, when you turn it, if you press on the bicep, it's really soft. Meaning you're not utilizing that muscle. You're wasting that muscle. Okay. Now, granted that Triple G has a strong forearm. So that's why he works on his forearm. But that's where his power comes from.
Yeah.
What my power comes from is from my toes to my calves, to my hamstrings, to my thighs, to my chest, to my back, to my whatever, my chest, you know, and shoulder. So when you do this, you're actually feeling all your muscles being engaged, right? So that's where the power comes from, because boom, I have all of the leverage from all. That's why even though I'm small, I'm skinny. I mean, the biggest guy I've ever knocked out or knocked down was a 170 pounder on a sparring, using a gloves, 16 ounce, and a headgear.
Wow. And you knocked the
Right on the chin.
It was a headshot?
Well, it wasn't one punch. It was an overhand and a hook. And then I came up with another hook, boom, dropped him. You know,
hey,
yeah. So needless to say, you know, with proper balance and proper usage of your muscle, you can create your power to an extent 10 times stronger than a lot of people in your weight class.
you only got boys, right?
I got 2 boys, yeah.
Oh, because I was gonna ask you a question about women boxing. Do you watch the ladies?
I do watch women boxing. I mean, I have a couple of friends like Jelena. I don't know how to say her name, her last name, whatever. Yeah, she's probably laughing at me if she sees this. But you know, I support what people do. I mean, you know, it's a different time now. It's a different time. You know, you can't go back and have that old mentality that men should be working and hunting and you know, which they should still do. But women also has that privilege to, you know, to do what they want to do, you know. But when it comes down to it, a lot of people have different opinions when it comes to it. It's kind of like the women basketball, you know. You know, they all have that different opinion, but I think a lot of it is because it is driven by the old mentality of how they see women in the first place, you know. But I know a lot of women boxings who are incredible.
Yeah, I love women boxing. I can't wait for Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. I can't wait.
That's a great fight.
That's, you know, I think that's the best, the biggest. Like, people like to say this is the biggest fight of women boxing 2022. I think it's one of the biggest fights in boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's decorated. Katie Taylor is undisputed. Amanda Serrano, 7 division world champion. So it's a big fight.
It's a huge fight, and exactly they deserve the respect, you know.
Damn, if we get that fight, we get Estrada Chocolatito 3, we get Nonito Inoue, or Nonito Casimero. Who else? Maybe the undisputed in the heavyweight division. I think my 2022 is gonna be good.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be good.
Oh man, it's gonna be on, man. 2022
can you promise us, like you promised your son, that you're gonna get? Can you promise us we're gonna get Nonito Done, Inoue, or Casimero? We're gonna do that.
My goal this year again, the undisputed champion of the world, Nonito, the Filipino Flash, Done. That's 2022 right there. That's 2022.
You ain't wasting no time.
Nope, I ain't got no time to waste. You know, I am 21 years old, man. You know, but I still do have a lot of time. I do still have a lot of time, and that's my goal this year. That's definitely my goal this year, is becoming the undisputed champion of the world.
That's what I'm talking about, Flash, man. You hyping me up right now. You hyping me up right now.
Man, I'm hyped too. I'm hyped too.
Not because you here, but I think the rematch is actually going to turn into a better fight than the first. I think you're going to do better than the first fight.
Oh man, 100%. The thing is, if he does the same thing over and over in what I've seen, it's done.
And it's just like how you ended the fight. Like, he couldn't get you. Even though, you know, I thought that probably that it would have landed earlier, but then you got up, and then I saw, all right, what else does he got?
Yep.
When you
I took them all, man. I took them all.
That's it.
I took them all. And he hasn't taken my old because I didn't use my gloves that I used to use.
Part of the negotiations.
I'm using my gloves this time. So be watchful, be mindful. You know, it's gonna be a different fight. But let's not, you know, give it all because we want to be 3-1 underdog, maybe 5-1 underdog. I don't care. Just give me to be the underdog. At least a couple points. So the wife is like making the money.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Las Vegas, you think Las Vegas? I know it's gonna be on the West Coast if it's here.
You know, we are on a
Oh,
negotiation
come on,
with
New
a lot of
York,
things,
New York
with a lot
City.
of guys, everybody in the, you know, from 115 to 122. You know, but we're you know, that's Richard's voice to speak on, you know, after when everything comes into fruition.
All right, Richard. All right, Richard. Make it happen. Make it happen, Rich. Richie,
You
Rich.
know, that's right. Because right now, you know, Japan is closed because of COVID. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so you know,
Damn
they gotta
again.
come up with something. Yeah,
Again? Damn.
again. I mean, there's the new variant that just came out of France, you know, and some other place. So there's two new variants that just came out. So
Mm.
if you guys be mindful, be careful, be safe, be healthy, man. That's a choice that we can have that'll combat, you know, all of the sickness that we have in our lives.
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah, you had an issue with the
I
before
had
the
two
body.
COVID.
Yeah, two
I got
COVID
COVID
positive.
twice.
Damn.
I
Before the
but
Bali, right? The before
I
the
had for the Bali, and the one before that was the one when I was supposed to fight. I got it 2020 when I was gonna fight Manny Rodriguez, and then that didn't happen. And then the one before this fight,
mm.
yeah, got it twice. But you know, I'm blessed because I'm healthy. That I didn't really have any symptoms. I had very minimal symptoms. The first one was the old variant, which was the smell. That's the only thing that disappeared for a couple of days was the smell, and went back. You know, when it took me 3 days to get it out of my system. You
Okay.
know, and then this last one, it was 4 days to get out of my system, but it was more of like a hay fever, you know. But I did a lot of stuff to get it out of my system. You know, I use my body to be a place where they don't want to multiply in there, you know, because I rinse my nose constantly with saline rinse, and then I was in the sauna every day to sweat, you know, because I was sauna in the house. You know, I sweat it all out, drink a lot of water, just over and over and over and over, and then within 2 or 3 days, it, you know, 3 days it disappeared out of my system. You know, the first one, and then the second one was 4 days. So when you do get it, make sure that it becomes a place where they don't want to multiply. You
Okay.
know,
Okay. Damn.
meaning that do your due diligence. You know, rinse your nose so the mucus doesn't multiply. The virus doesn't multiply in your mucus. You know, get all that boogers out, get all that stuff out of your nose. You know, and then sweat yourself out. You know, so it's constantly, you know, detoxifying your system. You know,
Ladies and gentlemen, you don't know what we got. What we just received. We got Nonito Donaire, the fighter. Nonito Donaire, the pastor. Nonito Donaire, the motivator. Nonito Donaire,
the doctor.
the doctor. That's what I'm talking about, man. This guy
Hey, you know what? You know, we have all the choice to learn for ourselves what is important for ourselves. You know,
man,
like especially with COVID, man. For me, you know,
and
for me, huh?
And the nutritionist, the Nonito
And
Donaire
yeah, I do
nutritionist.
my own nutrition. Yes, I'll do my own nutrition. You know, and that's why I never had a problem with making weight. Not once in my entire life, from the amateurs to the professionals, that I missed a weight.
That's good, man.
You know, so yeah, that's it, man.
Man, thank you, Nonito Donaire, man, for sharing your experience. Also for the young fighters as well. Earlier, your spirituality, fatherhood, marriage, trainer, fighting, everything else, man.
That's right.
Then
That's all part of our lives, man. Whatever part of our life, we want to learn about it. We want to know about it.
There's your casa. You can come through whenever you want.
For sure, man. Thank you for having me, man. You know, thank you for having me. And you
what
know,
are the platforms
again,
that you, because you got the mic, I see Beyond the Ring.
I have my own channel, which is Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel. You know, we have Filipino interviews, and then we also have English interviews. So we go back and forth, you know, with our Filipino fans and our American fans and English fans, you know, and all that stuff, you know, whatever the case, in learning about the next fight, learning about boxing, and then just learning about life. You know, we used to have an episode, and I think we're gonna come back with it, learning about nutrition and taking care of your body. You know, and of course we do a lot of mental, because for me, I'm a big believer in mental fortitude. You know, creating mental awareness, mental health, you know, because I believe that that's the only way we can be happy is when we create that mindset to be, you know, and becomes a choice.
Thank you, DSV. He said, great interview, Punch. Please ask about Fulton before he leaves. Meaning, Stephen Fulton. Well, he's a division above Nonito. But what do you think about Stephen Fulton?
DSV Co. We did ask because I told you, you know, we were at 115 to 122. We're good with it, but unfortunately, you know, yeah, I mean that's something that you know Richard's gonna be dealing with, you know. But we would love to ask all of that stuff. We would love to create all of that stuff. And again, 115, 122, 118, you name it, man. But Fulton, if that name comes around, you know, we'll go for it, you know, or whoever it is, man. But you know, I'm the type of person that fight anybody, you know, when they can make it happen, when we all can make it happen. I mean, whatever it is, man, I'm all there. But you know, will I ask for it? You know what? That'll probably be on the list of the things that we need to do in the coming days.
Damn, look at that. He won everybody.
That's right, man. You know,
you
I
know,
told you, I ain't got no time to waste, man.
Damn right. He won it all.
That's right, man. I mean, I'm making the best out of everything, man. You know, the life, the career, you know. I mean, when there are opportunities given, you take it. You know, you take it because, you know, who knows what can, you know, what it can lead to. You know, there's so many opportunities in our lives that we see that we don't take because of fear. You know, let fear be in the background, because in every aspect of our lives there's always going to be fear, because that is in this body, in this instinct of ours. You know, it's already written in our mind, but we also have a way to free ourselves by making the choice.
Yeah, man. Thank you again for blessing us with your words, and thank you for putting yourself on the line for pure entertainment. Of course, to take care of your family. But I always see every fighter, my modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. I walk into the sport of boxing. My friend died in sparring. That's how I got introduced to the sport. So trust me, I fought people in amateur in the what you call it, like as a spectators, when they used to yell out, "Yo, that's a bum." I hate when people say that. Like, if you want to see me,
go in there.
Yo, I hate when people call fighters bums and all the derogatory names, because y'all special human beings, man. Yeah,
We work hard, man. You know, and it you know, for a lot of fighters, I mean, we start from the very beginning. You know, from the young age at times, you know, and we put our lives on mine. I mean, there was, you know, also rest in peace to the guy from Russia who fought and lost his life. You know, this is what we go through. We always constantly put our lives on the line, you know, and this is, you know, this is one thing that we got to give respect to all the fighters.
Facts, man. Everybody respect the fighters, damn it.
Yes, sir.
All right, my brother, man. Thank you again. You, Rach, your family. Thank you again for sharing your skills and talent to the world, man. We appreciate you, and keep on. We want to see more. We're going to see more greatness, man.
That's right, man. I really appreciate you having me here, man. And to everybody out here, thank you guys for an amazing question. Hopefully next time we'll get to answer all the questions that everybody had out here. But please check out my my YouTube channel, Beyond the Ring with Nonito and Rachel, to learn a lot about me and what's coming up next, and all the stuff that I have in my head in terms of inspiration, motivation, and being a human being, you know. And signing off, this Beta Male is signing off.
Alpha.
No, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me, brother.
Thanks, brother.
You know, again, what was that?
If you want to talk about the contracts and business, and I'll talk.
Oh, well, if you guys want to talk about the business and the contract and all that stuff, she knows all of that stuff. You know, when it comes down to businesses and what goes beyond the ring, beyond the contracts, beyond, you know, what fighters go through. So she knows all that stuff. So if you guys want to, you know,
I would love it, because I
Yeah.
think that's the
From
point.
all the experience that she has,
That's
she
what
can
nobody
share it with
sees. You know
everybody.
what? Because that's what nobody sees. That's why when I be talking and people debating, I'm like, yo, y'all don't know what's in these contracts. Y'all don't know,
Right.
man. But then
Right.
it's like, no.
And she's seen everybody, a lot of people's contract, man. My contract from the previous, before I met her, to when what came in and what she was like, nope, not this one, not this one. So she has a lot of experience when it comes down to that.
I swear,
Yeah, and because of the fact that we're always putting ourselves out there with all the fighters, so all the fighters send their contract to read over, for her to read over and advise them that this should be done, and so so that way they can be, so no one's taking advantage of them. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate the for putting me out here and just getting to know everybody out here with great question, talking about great boxing stuff. But yeah. Hit her up when you guys want to have this conversation with what goes beyond the contracts and all that other stuff.
Almost definitely, DM, I got you.
Yeah, yes sir. But yeah, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good one, man. Happy New Year's. Thank you again, and yeah. Let's make 2022 our years, man.
Undisputed year.
No Nito, the Filipino Flash.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, brother.
All right, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. You guys have a great one.
You too. God bless. No Nito Donell. He's hype, re-energized, the fountain of youth. Ladies and gentlemen, oh yes, the Alpha, the Omega boxing. Let's go. Got me hype. Man. You got this guy hungry. Casimero Jongriel. Oh, you better watch out now. Oh man, he's heating up. He like the NBA Jam, game. Remember, he's heating up. Oh, yo, he's on fire now. He's on fire. Samir, great question. Rap Star Boxing Knowledge. X-Ray Form was good. Gino was here. What's good, brother? Everybody, man, I'm hyped. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know, man. Punch on boxing. I told you 2022. 2022, man. Punch on boxing. I'm telling y'all, folks. Taking over. Yo, everybody, man, thank you for joining me in the live, man. I love y'all. Sunday. Thank you, brother Heaven. Now, thank you, champ. Thank you, my brother. You're the walking Hall of Famer. And still not done. Not even close to being done. Damn. Man. And now he fighting like he got nothing to lose, too. And the man that fights them, he got nothing to lose. Lord. I feel sorry for his next opponent. Man, I see fire. I see flames. Feel sorry for his next opponent. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sharing sharing your time, man, with your boy Punch. No need those Spencer Fearon. It was a good live, y'all. God bless each and every one of y'all, man. I'm gonna drop some drop another video today, couple videos, probably do a podcast. Check out my podcast as well, the Smelling Salt Podcast. And yeah, man, and also let me put it up so I can know. Subscribe to the website punchonboxing.net. Y'all already know, man. I love y'all. God bless, and on to the next.